It's Friday night, September 29th, 2017. We're at Darling Stadium for some Friday night football. The Hampton Crabbers visit the Kecoughtan Warriors. This is Frank Edgar coming to you from high atop the stadium with my partner Wube Gabray getting ready for this great Peninsula District game. Wube, this should be an interesting game to watch.
Absolutely. Hampton back at it after last week's 36-6 win over Bethel. Kecoughtan took a tough loss last week to Minchfield, but it's a Hampton City rivalry when Hampton and Kecoughtan get together, so hopefully we'll have a good game tonight. Well,
it should be a good ball game. Coach Coley for Kecoughtan in his 6th season comes in probably in one of his toughest spots of his coaching career over on Woodland Road. He's got a team that came out of the gate strong and then has faded the last 3 weeks. One rough up by Woodside, but the other 2 games he probably would like to have back.
Yeah, I think that the Minchfield and the Gloucester games got away from them, and I'm sure he would love to have those games back. I mean, they sit at 2 and 3, which are still in the playoff hunt according to some of the standings here. So we'll see if they can get a win and try to get in the playoff picture.
Well, I was able to grab Coach Coley before the game, and let's listen to what he has to say. Good to see you again. Your 6th season here in the Peninsula District. How's it going so far?
It's been up and down. I'm optimistic, though. We got a younger team. The guys are kind of gelling together still, so we're putting a new offense this year, so I'm excited about it.
Now, you're understating your calls a little bit. You started a couple of freshmen just last week. You're relying a lot on the underclassmen. How are they coming along?
They've been putting their time in. It's a learning process, but it's coming. It's coming well.
Now, you started off real fast. You've had a couple stumbles the last few weeks. Have you addressed that with your team this week ahead of this game against the Crabbers?
Yeah, we just kind of went back to basics and kind of make, just slow things down a little bit, make sure the guys understand everything they're trying to get done. And so it's kind of back to basics is kind of where we went.
Well, this is the first time the fans have seen you in 2017. What should they look for in your team tonight?
We're real big up front, just not a whole lot of fancy stuff. Guys kind of running this forward, little smash mouth football. And our junior quarterback is pretty good. It's about a 6'4" kid. He's got a strong arm, so we'll throw it about a little bit, but it's kind of straightforward football.
Are you happy about drawing the Crabbers tonight on the 6th week of the season?
Yeah, I think that we're together a little bit enough together. I think so. I like our chances a little bit against them. We're very big, so I kind of like that against them, and I'm excited.
Well, the playoffs are still available to you. What do you think you have to change to get there at the end of the season?
We can't turn the ball over. We've turned the ball over and had them score on our offense 3 times this year, which has really hurt us. Can't turn the ball over is a big thing for us.
Well, good luck tonight against the Crabbers. Good luck the rest of the season. We'll see you in a couple of weeks as well. Head coach Alonzo Coley. Well, Wube, we always enjoy hearing from Coach Coley, and I know he's got a lot of confidence coming in tonight. He's hoping that this matchup will spur his team on. On the other side of the field, though, a guy that's not in his 6th season, he's in his 47th. Coach Mike Smith leads his Crabbers on to the gridiron one more time. He's won 478 games, taking over 3rd place solely in the winningest coaches. What do you think you're going to see out of the Crabbers tonight?
Hampton Crabber football. They have a great running back in Highsmith, and Cam Stevenson has taken over as the solo role as quarterback. So I think we'll see a lot of play action and a lot of runs by Stevenson and a lot of throws to their great wide receivers on the end.
Well, we were able to catch up with Coach Smith right before the game. Let's hear what Coach Smith had to say. I'm here tonight with head coach Mike Smith of Hampton High School. Coach Smith, good win last week. What did you see last week you liked, and what did you see last week you had to work on this week?
Well, the biggest thing that Donald found that kind of caught my attention, we won the game, and every week you continue to work. You get a little bit better every day, or you get a little worse, you never stay at the same level. So we've been working really hard to get better. I thought last week we played better than we did the week before.
And I guess that's the goal all year long.
Every year, every day.
Well,
no, it's hard to convince them of that sometimes, but
we saw your quarterback Cam Stevenson break out on the passing game in the 2nd half. Did you like what you saw from his arm?
Cam throws the ball well. He has a little difficulty sometimes seeing over the line of scrimmage, you know, with his height. So he's got to find the crease to throw through, or you got to get him on the edge. But he throws the ball really well. But we didn't throw the ball a lot the first half because they had a high safety playing man under it, and we didn't have to because the running lanes were there, and so it came out the second half and dropped the safety down in the box with the front and played without a safety and put them a little bit of a bind in the passing game. So we just didn't finish some drives that we should have last week. But like I said, that was behind us. We learned from it, and we know we've got our hands full tonight. This Kecoughtan team has got a lot of potential. I think they've lost some close ball games. They're big, well coached. I think they've had some bad breaks in the game.
Well, they're going to come after you tonight. They've lost 3 in a row, so they've got a little chip on their shoulder, and they're looking forward to trying to get out of the losing column. What do you expect out of their big quarterback?
Which big quarterback?
The Kecoughtan quarterback.
Well, we pretty much know what he's going to do. He played JV for us, so he's. I don't know what he's going. You know, they haven't been in a throwing formation that much, although they'll kind of lull you to sleep and get one on the edge. I think the difference in us and most of the people they've been playing against man-to-man defense and people jumping routes up inside, and we're in a zone, so we're not as susceptible to that, I don't think. And I'm sure they got a chip on the shoulder. We got one on both of ours.
Very good. Well, it's going very well this year. You're 4-0, looking for your 5th win tonight. Good luck to you, Coach.
Well, we really haven't been in too much of the heat of the battle yet. It's going to get rougher, and I'm thinking even starting tonight. These guys are very capable at what we're playing, so we have all the respect in the world for them.
Very good. Good luck to you. Good luck to the Crabbers. Coach Mike Smith. All right, always entertained to hear from Coach Smith. He's off to a good start this year at 4-0. The Warriors come in with a 2-3 record. They're going to receive the kickoff here to start the first half. We see the captains meeting midfield, and you can see some of the size from Kecoughtan. Number 77, Nico Thompson. Keep an eye on that big young man. 300-pounder, Wu-Bei. And then Blake Brasher, the 2 seniors, Thompson and Brasher. Brasher 6'2", 270. So 2 people the cafeteria staff be glad to see leave Woodland Road at the end of this year, but that the Warriors are glad to have on their squad.
Well, they're still young at certain spots, at key spots, but one place they're not young at is that's the offensive and defensive line. They have 3 seniors that Coach Coley is pretty excited about. Now he thinks they're talented enough to make the playoffs this year, as we talked about earlier. So hopefully that line can do what they're supposed to do up front and try to cause some holes for Melvin.
Well, I think I know we're going to see some hustle out of the Warriors. I'm sure they've, let's just say, been incentivized all week since the loss last Friday night.
Surprising loss, too.
Very disappointing. Yeah, very surprising loss. But sometimes you have to be knocked down before you get up, and I know Coach Coley's ready to go. We didn't get a chance to speak to many of the players tonight, but they all seem really excited. They always have a good group here at Darling Stadium to support them. Late arriving crowd again. Yeah. And listen, I want to tell you fans, if you're home tonight, you shouldn't be. You should be right here. It is beautiful tonight. We've had the remnants of Hurricane Maria scoot by us the last couple of days. The field is in great shape, not too wet, all green, and the weather is just a little bit cool and makes it very pleasant to play football.
It is a great night. You know, we've had rain the last couple of weeks, and it's good to see a great Friday night.
And the other half of the moon blew away during Hurricane Maria down in the islands, but we hope to find that bit when we can. I know tonight we're sitting here thinking about the good folks of Puerto Rico and all the island nations down there that took such a beating. That storm gave us just enough rain here to make this field healthy. It looks great. It is a crisp night. Temperature's down probably 10 degrees from the last couple of days. The Crabbers going to kick off here. And is that going to be Martin to kick off? Julian
Looks
Martin?
like it's Martin. They haven't used.
Oh, it's 61. This is, well, it looks the size of Martin, but it's not. It's a left footer.
So they kick. And that's going to be Zeke Jones at about the 20. He has some room, and he goes. Good gain about the 41-yard line for Zeke Jones.
Great acceleration right through the the middle there. Gaskins brings him down. You're going to hear Gaskins' name called all night.
Gaskins, good two-way player for the Crabbers. You see
So
Zeke Jones going back to the sideline.
Kecoughtan's offense comes on the field. Quarterback by Raison Jackson, 6'4", 190-pounder. Can't miss him out there. Number 11. Excuse me, number 11, right? Big, tall quarterback.
Good size kid. So Jackson under center. Like a trips play near side, but Jackson gets about 5 yards on the carry.
And the running back helped him pick the last couple there. Travers clog it well up the middle. Still picks up about 4. Second down and 6 for the Warriors.
And Jackson started last year as a sophomore. They had 3 quarterbacks at one point, and Jackson won the job as the starter.
Well, he's a good-looking kid in 6'4", very athletic.
So the pickup of 4. This time it goes to the running back. That's Bessie, 5'9", 165 junior. Didn't hear much about him in pregame, but Coley puts him in early.
Well, 2 runs, they pick up 10 yards. Just a little over 10 yards for the first down for the Warriors. Crabbers, I imagine, are going to be surprised tonight. I don't think they know what Kecoughtan's going to go to. Kecoughtan kind of in that desperation mode.
Yeah.
And I know Coach Coley's going to put in a few surprise things, trying to maybe pick up a trick play.
As you see, they have trips near side. Jackson under center with Bessie in the backfield. This time he fakes to Bessie and keeps. Another good game by Jackson.
And running the ball well, right up the middle so far, 3 plays. Jackson picks up about 6.
As again, Jackson, sophomore quarterback last year. This year he's a junior. Kecoughtan with a good opening drive.
It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Warriors.
So pickup of 7 is going to be 2nd and 3 now for Kecoughtan at the 49-yard line. This time it goes to Zeke Jones, far side. It gets a good gain.
Jones, 6'2", 185-pounder, not small at all. Running over there towards Coleman's side for the Crabbers. That's a tough kid to get around. Tyreek Coleman, the senior, 6 foot 2 inches tall.
Good to see him back in the lineup. He was a little banged up early in the year.
Coleman, you see Kevin Foster out there, number 72, number 44, Samari Smith. And watch that number 54 out there, Wanye Majette. Majette is a great hitter. Got a good sense for finding the football.
They're going to do a measurement here, Frank. As you see the Crabbers on defense.
So they're going to see if they pick up a second first down here early in the going.
It's going to be short. Yeah.
Well, he's got a play to play with. It'd be 3rd and less than a yard.
So far, good looking drive for Kecoughtan. All runs.
Kecoughtan started off this year with a couple good wins, one over Churchland, one over Bethel. Then dropped a 44-0 contest to Woodside, which it wasn't probably that big of a surprise given the Woodside's size and history in the league. I think Gloucester came in here to Darling and beat the Warriors 29-10, and Minchville Monarchs came all the way from Newport News to beat them 23-14. Those are the 2 games I think that stick in Coach Coley's craw, and he's going to try to right that ship tonight.
Yeah, very surprised by the Minchville score. Again, Kecoughtan goes with trips near side with Bessie in the backfield. Jackson under center. It's going to be 3rd and inches. And Jackson gets it. 6'4" frame, lunges over the mark and gets the first down.
And all he had to do was lean over the top. That's number 54 there in the Warriors, Blake Brashear, the senior.
A 3-year starter.
He and Thompson are now with 3-year starters apiece. They were 9-3 in 2014, their freshman year, 5-7 their sophomore, 2-8 last year. I know they want to do better than that here in their senior season.
I mean, when they
2 are really the rare freshmen, of seniors that are starting for the Warriors.
Well, they're used to winning. You know, the first couple of years they got into the playoffs, and last year was uncharacteristic in their standards. As Jackson picks up the first down, 1st and 10 from the 38. Still that same formation with trips near side. This time Beeman gets it behind Jackson. He gets a good gain.
Just straight up the middle every time. Nothing fancy here.
I'm sorry, that was Melvin. Couldn't see the number. Jonathan Melvin, who
wearing number 12.
Not 100% according to Coach Coley, but he's in there with that carry. That was Jonathan Melvin. He started at quarterback last year.
He did, and had a decent time back there early on.
So it's pick up a 5 by Melvin. 2nd and 5 from the 33. Jackson. This time he fakes to Melvin and keeps. They like this play here as the flag is thrown late.
Yeah, Coleman on the tackle, helped by Gaskins. Johnny Gaskins, a two-way player for the Crabbers. There's a good shot of Rajon Jackson. The Warriors moving the ball. The flag may stop them. Let's see what they call it. It's going to come back against Kecoughtan, it looks like.
It's probably going to be a hold. That's what it is.
One of those mistakes that Coach Coley knows he cannot incur too many times tonight.
Especially with the good drive they have going right now. So that pushes them back.
2nd and 15. Now they get into what is passing downs.
So it's going to 2nd and 14 now. From the 43 is Jackson. Another keep. He gets a good push.
That's really all he's doing is pushing right behind the center, and maybe it's the right guard, Brashear. Number 54, he's just riding right on his back and pushing their way down. So 3rd and 10. May have to see a pass here.
You see Jackson and Zeke Jones going back to the huddle.
There's big Nico Thompson, the right tackle, Brashear to his left, number 54. So Thompson 77, Brashear 54. They're going to run. They're going to go over top of them in the center there.
Thomas is 310. Jackson fakes to Melvin. They love this play. This time it's near side. He loses the ball. He got it back.
Dangerous plays. He got his legs caught underneath him, but able to get himself straightened out. 72 is Kevin Foster, the 6'2" junior lineman for the Crabbers. So the Warriors have some success in their first series. They're going to have to do something here, either punt or.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 8 from the 36. Kecoughtan's going to go for it.
Yeah, watch the quick kick. Jackson athletic enough to do it.
It's going to be under center. This might be a pass here with Melvin in the backfield. 4th and 8. Kecoughtan elects to go for it. Oh, and he bobbles a snap as Melvin picks it up, and that was a botch play, and they don't get it.
I'm not sure, but Jackson didn't bring his own man down that time. I think he had him by the shirt, probably trying to help him up. Ended up falling on top. So no punt there by the Warriors. Crabbers take over on downs at their own 36-yard line. You're going to see Cam Stevenson, the quarterback for the Crabbers. Cam wears number 1, 5'7" senior. Young man, very athletic. Last week we watched him against the Bethel Bruins. He ran the ball nearly 10 times in the first quarter and a half.
In the second half, he probably threw 10 passes. But he's a Kecoughtan transfer. Senior year, as you said.
You got Elijah Highsmith wearing number 15 behind him, deep in the backfield there. See, Stevenson gives up a few inches to his center, Julian Martin. Martin listed at 5'11".
You have Jernigan as the fullback, 35, more like an H-back. Stevenson under center. Fakes to Jernigan. He keeps near side. Good move by Stevenson. Gets about 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Well, real good recognition. The Warriors either staying home wisely or maybe a little late didn't bite on the fake, but they're able to bring him down. We watched Stevenson run a few plays like that last week, picked up 10 or 15 yards. This time he's going to have to settle for 5. 4 yards. Jim Schaffner, a great voice of Darling Stadium with us, and friend of ours.
So pick up a 4, 2nd and 6 from the 40.
Good look at Brazier right over top of the center for the Warriors. He and Martin, a good matchup.
This time Stevenson's in the shotgun. This time it goes to Highsmith, near side. Good stiff arm, but he's closed quickly by that Kecoughtan defense. Good stop.
Real good stick there. That's Kecoughtan number 14.
Avery Singleton. Great stop by Singleton. He's a safety.
Yeah, good standing up. It's Avery Singleton, who I think Singleton's been a player of the game for us here in the last couple of years. Again, I think maybe four seniors, 5 seniors play regularly for the Warriors. He also starts a couple freshmen on the defensive side of the ball. Just a yard pickup there for Highsmith.
It's going to be a 3rd and 5 from the 41.
You know, we noticed last week, Wube, how often Coach Smith likes to go to the short side of the field with that running game. This time he's got Gaskins left, Bellamy right, along with Banks for the Crabbers.
Stevenson is going to pass. It's going to be complete to number 10.
That's
Bellamy. It's going to be
Bellamy.
It's going to be really close at the sticks. We'll see where they measure.
Well, not a good spot from the near sideline, Judge. A lot of closeness on that play, Wube. That was a close pass, almost got picked off.
Very close.
They might have it by the nose of the football, but looking at that angle. Got a veteran officiating crew tonight. We're very lucky here in the Peninsula District, and I say it every time. The gentlemen come out and do a great job for these young men, and they don't take many years off. They love to be the officials.
So they
gave a first down for the Crabbers.
Yeah.
So a little breathing room for the Crabbers out to their own 46. 1st and 10. Let's wonder how quickly we'll see a pass here. That may have been a lateral.
Yeah.
Although it looked like the pass drifted to the left. I don't think the Crabbers made a completion until 3rd quarter last week.
Yeah, they ran most of the first half. And then Mike Smith surprised everyone and had Stevenson rolling out the pass. This time he's in shotgun. It's going to be a quarterback keeper far side. Some good blocks, but good breakaway speed by Stevenson. He breaks 2 or 3 tackles, loses the ball, but it goes out of bounds.
That's the old Dave Casper fumble-rooski right there. Pick up a few more yards on the fumble.
Man, he's so elusive, man.
They can put the ball up there on the 39 of the Warriors. 1st down. Cam Stevenson makes something out of nothing better than most anybody I've seen this season.
So shifty and he's small. It's hard to pick up. He's only 5'7", listed at 5'7".
And great field vision. That's I think one of his keys, being as small, and 5'6" is of an average height in this country. In football, it is not.
So they got the 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38 of Kecoughtan. Stevenson in shotgun once again. Stevenson goes back to pass. No, he runs. Same play basically on the other side. And Stevenson picks up another 1st down, gain of 15.
Well, Wube, I got to tell you, you could have picked up 15 behind those 2 big linemen from the left side that pulled. That was Shedrick, Kemp Copeland, and Orlando Robinson that led the charge going across towards the far side of the field. And Stevenson just hides right behind them.
And you know, the funny thing is, Frank, this isn't, of course, last year's line was a lot bigger. A lot bigger than this year's line, and Stevenson's definitely still getting a lot of space with this offensive line this year.
Yeah, the 2 right there, 71 for the Crabbers. Isaac Barrow.
Stevenson, actually, no, that's a flag.
Snap. That one's to Banks, who we saw make a beautiful catch last week. The receiver picked up a few yards on the direct snap. 2nd down and about 5?
Flag on the play.
Penalty on Hampton. So they could try to surprise the Warriors, and it ends up costing the Crabbers.
They surprised themselves. How about that?
They call the movement, or that hold right there, yeah. So the hold is they pull out the blocker there. That's the way to keep him from tackling him.
So both teams so far, Frank, doing it with the run.
Big George Mitchell there, 5'10", 270-pounder, wearing number 55.
He was our player of the game last year, I think, in one of the games we did. He's great low center of gravity.
Number 6 is Xavier Marshall, 6'2", 220 pounds, 88. Number is Terrence Hubbard. He's a junior, 6'2", 240, so a bunch of little fellows up front. Mitchell we watched fight many times last year and put up a good fight on the line despite his size.
So it's
Very strong, very agile with those feet.
So 1st and 20 from the 35. This time Stevenson goes back to pass. Wide open is Gaskins, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown.
That's
that's Bellamy.
Yeah, Jaquarius Bellamy, or Bones 1 or Bones 2.
What a throw. He just beat his
Beautiful
defender.
throw, and all he had to do was run underneath it.
So great throw. Stevenson to Bellamy. That's been a combo all year.
Yeah, terrific. And that's again, of the 2 games we've done, first half pass we've seen, like downfield.
They just lull you to sleep.
You see what a beautiful night it is here at Darling Stadium with the golden hour right there. The sun just set. Crabbers going to go for 2, I believe. Are they? Yep. We have yet to see them try to kick an extra point, which could be interesting during the playoff time.
Yes, it is. So it's going to be Stevenson in the shotgun. He's going to try to run. He's going to cut it inside, and he gets in almost untouched.
I don't think it was touched. You talk about patience. Of course, the Crabbers had a whole wall of blockers over there and able to just create a lane for their quarterback. So they go up 8-0. So a beautiful pass from Stevenson
to Bellamy. And I mistakenly said it was
Gaskin. Bones
Gaskins.
1 and Bones 2. That's
they both
right.
look alike, and here's the pass right here, the touchdown
Bellamy's
pass.
10.
And look at this.
Gaskins wears 8.
Just simple
He
out
just had to
route.
run underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough guy to cover by any cornerback.
So Hampton goes up 8-0 on the pass from Stevenson to Bellamy, and then Stevenson on the 2-point conversion. 5:10 left in the first quarter.
Well, in a quarter where Kecoughtan was moving the ball, and then they got penalized. That hurt them and stopped it, and the Crabbers went right down the field. They endured one similar penalty, a 10-yard penalty. A couple big plays from Cam Stevenson and a nice pass to Jaquarius Bellamy. Puts the Crabbers ahead.
So
Left footer puts his leg into it.
And that's Zeke Jones bobbles it, picks it up, and he is stopped at the 25. Good coverage.
We saw the Crabber kicker last week. Thought that would be a sore subject, but this one, 61, kicking the ball at the same spot, 20-yard, 15-yard line, and giving it enough lift that his fellow teammates can get underneath it. Here come the Warriors. Razon Jackson with number 24, Alicius Bessie.
As Jackson keeps.
As he has been wont to do in this quarter, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards. Javon Richardson kicking for the Crabbers tonight. He's listed number 87, now wearing number 61. So Richardson doing the kickoff.
I think Smith had an audition for kickers over the past couple weeks.
I imagine he did. Looking for just a steady leg. Had Jesus Valenzuela last year, soccer player, is now kicking the football for Virginia State.
Virginia State University. Yeah.
Is that home of Armando Curry now?
That's right. He's coaching over there.
Assistant coach.
But
Former Crabber great.
That's right. It's like Bessie got the carry on that one.
So Bessie gets the call tonight. And they pick a couple yards.
Haven't heard much from Bessie this year. It's been about Zeke Jones and Jonathan Melvin. Melvin not being 100%. Bessie comes in.
Junior.
He's a 5'9" junior.
Good shot there, the Hampton defense. Here comes the Warriors offense.
So it's going to be 3rd and 1. Huge third down for Kecoughtan to 35. Bessie again, single setback. Jackson on the center. Fakes. This time he gives to Bessie. Bessie's going to be stopped. He breaks the tackle.
Great pickup there by Bessie for the Warriors.
So he was stopped at the line of scrimmage and kept his feet moving and did a spin move and went down the field for the first down.
Crabbers not able to wrap up that time. First down for the Warriors. Their 3rd of the quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Crabber defense really doesn't change year to year. Just different people in the jerseys.
That's all it is. Same system.
A very successful system it is, playing in what Coach Smith hopes to be his 479th victory tonight.
Chain gang just changed to the first down. Now the clock starts. 3:30 and counting. 8-0 Hampton. 1st and 10 from the 45. Jackson with a keeper, but it's going to be is it a flag thrown?
Big number 72 for the Crabbers.
So timeout
Standing
Hampton.
right in the middle there. There's Kevin Foster, but timeout called by the Crabbers, I think.
Yeah, Crabbers called the timeout.
No need. So, 3:24 to go here in the first quarter on a beautiful night at Darling Stadium. 8-0 Hampton Crabbers. Stands still filling up. Fans try to get here a little early so we can see your smiling face filling those stands early on. We've had a good crowd for Kecoughtan most of the year. So out. And get the Warriors ready. They're taking advantage of this.
They just so
Crabbers await. There you go, Hampton High School. We'll look at that again later. There you go. Built in the new building, the new one we call it, built in 1956. 17 football state championships, and a few names you might recognize there. A couple of judges and an MTV video host included with the list of football players.
That's right.
That time Jackson handed off to the poor running back who got smashed, but he didn't have the ball. Then Jackson gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. And Majette, I think, 54.
Looks like Majette was in there, popped in there.
Majette is the one that usually pops in through the line. So they give it to Battle. Daquan Battle, another guy's number we called a lot last week. So 2nd and 13.
From the 42.
Warriors forward progress stalled a little bit.
Still running that trips near side, but haven't thrown it.
And they're man-to-man coverage over here.
Trying to give it to Melvin. Melvin gets a few yards out of it, maybe 2.
Good to see Melvin back on the field. Melvin started at quarterback last year for a while, Jonathan Melvin. And I talked to you. You talk like he's an old man. He's a junior.
Yeah.
6'1", 215. Very athletic. And for a while, I think we had a game where he and Raison Jackson played at quarterback.
Yeah, they switched up. Now it's all Jackson at quarterback and Melvin's a running back. He also plays linebacker, but since he's been a little banged up, they haven't played him both ways.
And Keyshawn Harris, a junior in the backfield, number 3.
So Jackson this time goes back to pass. Good blocking up front, and it's going to be incomplete.
That time a little fight amongst the Crabbers about who was going to intercept it, and it cost them an interception, and both came at the ball.
That was a quadruple coverage.
In like quad coverage.
Yeah. So Kecoughtan's going to have to go back to punt. It's Reese Robinson, the senior.
Robinson been a good kicker for them.
Good protection by Jackson on that last throw. Just threw it into
a crowd, whereas Zeke Jones may have had a better chance of just running underneath one, a la Jaquarius Bellamy.
So Stevenson's deep back at his 20-yard line to receive the kick.
He does it all, folks.
So Robinson back to kick, a short kick.
And the Crabbers got to look out.
And he downs it. That's Persinger.
Well, smartly downs it because
it's going to take a Hampton bounce.
Not a great punt there out of Robinson. Like Xavier Marshall had grabbed that, number 6. So 1st and 10 for the Crabbers. It's about where they got the ball the last time they had a possession. They were able to drive it the whole length of the field. Ended up with a long 30-yard pass from Stevenson to Bellamy. Let's see what he's got in store here in this second set of downs for the Crabbers.
Now this is definitely an important series for the Kecoughtan defense. They can't let this game get away from them. With Hampton with the ball at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. They're up 8-0. Stevenson under center. Handoff, good hit.
Real good hit out there.
That's Melvin.
And Melvin looks like he's in good shape. The hole was there, but it closed up quickly, and I think is that Highsmith still down? No, it's number 23 for the Crabbers.
That's Butler.
Can't see where it got him.
It was a good hit.
Maybe he's grabbing maybe the inside of that left leg.
Let's hope he's okay. Been a vital part of that offense.
Yeah, you don't like to see this.
Recruit 757, Coca-Cola, Powerade, Chick-fil-A, Children's Hospital.
They're going to send the teams just off the field while they attend to young man.
A big thank you to each of those businesses for their generous donations. And it's because of these corporate sponsors that we are able to purchase more equipment for our student athletes.
Touching and kind of exploring the left knee a little bit to see. Hopefully he's not that bad. That's the great Rob Ostermeyer right there. What a picture there. That's Steve Fryer again. That genius. Those are two great photographers right there, by the way. That's Rob Ostermeyer of the Daily Press, whose pictures are award-winning. As we watch the young man get up and walk off the field, that's a great sign right there.
Yeah, definitely. Didn't
But
look
I
good.
mentioned Rob Ostermeyer here tonight take pictures, and Steve Fryer, our great sideline cameraman. Steve, there he is right in the huddle.
Who was also a Kecoughtan grad.
Yeah, he always wanted to be in that huddle, didn't he?
He was a basketball and baseball guy.
Oh, I thought he was a golf player.
He might have done that too. He's pretty athletic.
He showed off a little athleticism last week, but fortunately he's okay. Steve has just been wonderful for us for many years now, and he gets great photographs for you right down on the field.
Part-time soccer coach now too, as he's coaching his son's team. 2nd and 6 from the 41. Handoff.
That time the Warriors line stood up the running back. Then 21, Darrell Butler. Hard to see the numbers here, and the Crabbers wearing their white uniforms tonight. So 3rd down and about 6 for the Crabbers. May see Cam Stevenson air one out. And Javon Rodriguez comes in, the receiver. Gaskins to the left.
Bellamy's near side. This time Stevenson's going to be in the shotgun. Stevenson looks over and calls the play. Stevenson back to pass.
Had several open on
He's
the.
going to go deep again. It's a Bellamy wide open again. Good catch by Bellamy as it goes out of bounds.
Well, at that time he had 3 receivers wide open. Actually 2 on the near side were much more open.
Yeah. And he threw in double coverage actually, and he's got through the seam. It looked like it was a zone defense, and Bellamy just sat in the zone.
Well, he throws such a sharp pass.
He does.
If you're open just long enough, you can do it. Bellamy gets a nice pat on the head from the Crabber number 81, Rayfield Taylor.
Look at that throw. Look at that double coverage in
Nice
between.
pass there, yep.
So it's going to be a 1st down at the 36.
It's Persinger wearing
Kecoughtan.
number 8 tonight for the Warriors. It's a little late to that pass. He had to go a long way. He had a couple receivers to his right, so he's looking. Here he comes over here now to look at them.
So Stevenson in the shotgun.
Coach is up top yelling about something. Let's see who
Goes
has
to
a bigger
Highsmith
play.
up the middle,
It's
straight up the
Highsmith.
middle. Good move by Highsmith. He sees the end zone. Is he going to get in? Yes, touchdown Hampton.
Well, that's funny. When we heard from Coach Mike Smith earlier tonight, he talked about the safety on the opposing team last week stepping up in a way that we just saw it happen right there, and I think that's what the Hampton coaches were yelling here in the coaches box. So they go to the run right up the middle, and Highsmith brings it in.
Good cutback by Highsmith.
About a 41-yard run.
36 yards.
36-yard run.
Here you go. You take a look at it again, Frank. Right up the middle, and watch this cut right there.
That's tough. Not many people are going to catch him.
And he's another one of those good Hampton running backs. A young guy, only a junior. Didn't play much last year.
Here come the Crabbers again for the 2-point conversion. Stevenson in the shotgun.
Going for 2 once again. Stevenson this time is going to
Same
thought
play.
about pass, and he gets in again, untouched once
Same
again.
play, and look at Martin on the ground, the center, he's on the ground with his man. The guard pulls. I mean, it's just a great set of blocks That allows Stevenson to walk into the end zone, or in that time leap like a deer into the end zone. Good shot of the Kecoughtan crowd here as the Crabbers move ahead by 2 touchdowns, 16-0. Kecoughtan fielding a few younger cheerleaders this year. The schools are taking younger kids every day, and so there's a 9th grader.
She wants to help Steve out, I think, with the
doing
chorus.
very well, yeah. Well, making her a mark of fame here. Sounds like she wants to go to the huddle and see
I
what's
think
going
so,
on.
yeah.
It's 16-0, she says.
She wants to help out.
So here comes Richardson to kick.
No, actually, that's Benny Kecoughtan.
Oh, it's Kecoughtan again.
I'm telling you, Mike Smith has a little audition going on with kickers.
Kecoughtan kicked well last week.
He
Always 20 of the 15. They're not going to kick it in the end zone. Kecoughtan wearing the bright green shoes. Can't miss him. That time a little shorter, up to the 25.
Looks like Zeke Jones. No, actually, is that Beeman? It looks like Beeman caught it.
I think that was they're trying
15.
to get a few extra yards by tricking the Crabber. That time didn't work.
I'm sorry, that's James Moselle, sophomore.
There's a good shot of the Crabbers Coleman, Tyreek Coleman, the big number 77, and Rodriguez.
You know, a guy like Coleman would play with that great line last year with Powell and Red and Volk.
And he's one of the smaller guys.
Smaller guys last year.
That's a good shot of Rodriguez from the back, number 2. So Rajon Jackson to hold by 2 touchdowns. The big quarterback's going to make something here happen in the end of the first quarter. It's 21 seconds to go here in the first.
Let's see if Coley calls some pass plays here for Jackson.
Got the trips right. And Persinger up front.
Gonna fake another keep by Jackson. Is this time he stopped after
And
maybe
Coleman
a yard.
laying on him.
Coleman.
Well, I think that play has been sniffed out by the Crabbers. That's going to do it for the first quarter. It's going to switch from the west to the east. 16-0 Crabbers here.
Why don't you see Coleman bust through that
Fake
line?
there, but nobody buying it. That's Majette on his feet, and Coleman wraps him up.
And if Coleman didn't wrap him
Majette is
up,
an amazing linebacker. A young man, 6 foot tall, but can creep in, can find a little seam in that offensive line and shoot the gap and make the tackle. That time slowed up Jackson. Remember, it's hard to tell when you're looking on TV, but Jackson's 6'4", 190. A nice tall quarterback.
Good-sized
back
kid.
there.
We saw him up close in pregame.
Maybe one of the tallest in the league,
Yeah.
actually.
Good-sized kid. He's going to have to have some good-sized throws in this second quarter because they're down 16-0. And, of course, Hampton's going to stack the line, 8-man in the box. And they have that trips formation they've been doing all game, Frank. So we'll see if Jackson can put it in the air and try to get Persinger or Zeke Jones on the outside.
Well, after the windy week, we've had no wind tonight to talk about. So no real advantage for either team. The Warriors now going towards the west end of the field with their backs to the library. You could see Bellamy on defense here, number 10. Covering number 4, Amari Callaway for the Warriors.
2nd and 9 at the 33, start of the second quarter. Jackson under center. He's got Bessie behind him. This time he's going to go back to pass. It's going to be almost intercepted.
Almost 3 Crabbers in a row right there. They could have
that
picked
was
it
Gaskins. Gaskins almost had the interception on that one.
Well, his teammate Bellamy's caught the passes, so he wants one of his own. He did this last week where he was begging for the ball and
they finally called his
came up
number.
the interception.
Yeah. I think Rodriguez had one as well last week against Bethel. The game you saw here on LSC, 36-6 game. Hampton pulled that one out.
Yeah, that was it been a tough 7 days for the Bethel Bruins. They got beat last night, and I know Coach Beverly over there is going to have to get back into his team and figure out what he can do a little better as he goes forward. They're in a little bit of a slump.
39, Jackson back to pass as we thought he would do in the second quarter. Incomplete.
He's knocked down late. That's going to cost the Crabbers.
That pass was intended for Jonathan Melvin as he went out in the flat.
Well, Jackson hit a couple times after he released the ball. They're going to be very protective of quarterbacks, and they should be. That time it wasn't a hard hit, but it was a late one.
That's going to give Kecoughtan a first down. So it would have been a punting situation for Kecoughtan. Now they find themselves 15 yards and a first down.
Good shot of Coach Coley talking to Omari Callaway. Number 4, he's going to bring the play in.
People forget, Frank, Coach Coley was part of those Phoebus Dynasty teams as he was the offensive coordinator.
A wonderful young man. His 6th season, hard to believe. We remember when he took over the Kecoughtan program, left the Phoebus Phantoms family. Had that good year in 2014. He was 9-3.
So we had Desmond Savage at quarterback. He's now at Virginia State as well.
Keith Grandy.
Yep.
As a sophomore at the time.
Had a good year. They beat Western Branch in the playoff, first round of the playoffs that year, right here at Darling Stadium. Jackson under center. 1st and 10 from the 48. Handoff.
Straight handoff and then a
Melvin.
bounce. He just
Melvin.
bounced right off the pile.
Melvin with a good gain.
So a good block from the right guard.
And that's what Kecoughtan needs to do, get Melvin worked up.
Yeah. Well, one thing we like about Jonathan Melvin is he comes in with such enthusiasm. See him here, he just boom right in the pile and then bounces to his left. Nice stick by Callaway. And good tackle there by the Crabbers, Jaquarius Bellamy.
Yeah, if Bellamy doesn't tackle, Melvin's probably still running down the field. So it's going to be a gain of 7. Actually, a gain of 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Jackson keeps, and he gets the first down by just stretching across the line. Of course, he's 6'4".
So he's run the ball quite a bit against the Crabber line. Good shot of Razon Jackson. And our friend Mr. Mitchell there, George Mitchell. Just a junior.
Yeah.
Who was he matched up against last year that we were so impressed with? It was the big Crabber line, wasn't it?
Big Crabber line. I think it was Justin Red.
Who outweighed him by, well, certainly out-heighted him by about a foot.
Yeah.
Probably outweighed him by 50 pounds.
Yeah, he held his own, though.
He did hold it. He was player of the game one game. Mitchell, one of our favorites to watch play. Just short, it looks like.
So it's going to be 4th down, and the last time Kecoughtan went for it on 4th down, they botched the snap.
Yeah, they also were in deep in their own territory, so this is going to be a better better spot to try that 4th down play.
I assume they're going to try to let Jackson stretch across the line like he's been doing all night. So it's going to be 4th and inches from the 42.
I got 3rd, actually.
Oh, it's a 3rd down. You're right. I thought it was 4.
They're going to have 2 shots at it. Callaway creeps in close to the line from his wide receiver spot.
Time he fakes.
Jackson.
He's going to lose.
That time, the Crabbers, number 55, didn't have any. There was no concern there. That's Adeem Bagley, 6'1", 217-pound junior.
And he lost a yard on that one. Let's see what Coach Coley does on this. And they're going to go for it. It's going to be 4th and maybe 4th and 1. So a huge 4th down, Frank, here. 4th and 1 at the 43.
Well, I would just imagine Jackson going to try to find a little seam and just lay down. Pick up that first down and give his team a new set.
And this time he's going to give it to Melvin, and Melvin gets the first down and more.
That's good push out there by Brashear and Thompson, that right side of the offensive line. So a first down for the Warriors. They've got 6 first downs by my recollection here.
I mean, they've been moving the ball. It's just a couple mistakes. That 4th down, and then they couldn't stop Hampton on defense. So 1st and 10 at the 41. 9:53 and counting. 16-0 Hampton. Jackson under center. This time he gives it to Melvin. Melvin has some space. He breaks a few tackles. Good pick. Good run by Melvin.
Had good success against the Crabber D. That time it took the Crabbers number 11, Elijah Mitchell, to step in there and slow down Melvin. Look at the big power run right behind number 56 for the Kecoughtan offense. That's Chandler Perry, 6'3", 260. You see they don't give up many pounds to go down that line.
Get a good chance. Oh, the fumble by Jackson. He tried it. It looks like he was trying to fake to Melvin.
I'm really surprised it wasn't a penalty on motion. I think the 3 receivers had barely gotten set when that ball was snapped. May have been just a bad communication with the quarterback. So Jackson will come over. Nope, just out of his hand.
Yeah.
So the Warriors moving back a few yards, 2nd and about 14.
So they lost 3 on that. It's going to be actually 2nd and 13 from the 31.
2nd and 13 from the 31.
Jackson under center. Melvin right behind him. Trips again, Frank, that formation. And
He
they fumbled
dropped
it
it
again.
again.
I think this time Hampton might have fell on it.
Either Hampton or the Warriors, maybe Thompson
Yeah, Thompson.
or Bashir.
So that's the 2nd fumbled snap. So it's going to be 3rd down now for Kecoughtan.
And we saw Blake Bashir come out, and we saw Nico Thompson come out. They're impressive young men. They came out and got dressed right out here on the field, and watch them go out and stretch and warm up. You see them right there, 77 and 54. Those two have been a nice combination. You see that's why Rajon Jackson likes to go that right side.
That's right. So 3rd and 14 now from the 32. Jackson under center. Going to go back to pass. The left-handed quarterback has a chance, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Well,
Johnny Gaskins cannot get his first reception tonight to save his life. That one right in his hands, and he was thinking 6 before he even caught it.
he was definitely thinking 6. He looked up the field before he had the ball in his hands.
Alonzo Coley.
Wow. That would have changed things dramatically if he would have held on to that.
Callaway, yep. Well, one, the good idea to throw the ball out there. Gaskins really sitting and waiting for it.
He saw it all the way.
So now 4th and about 15 for the Warriors, and they got trouble.
And they're going to go for it here.
Timeout called by
Kecoughtan.
Coach Cole. He's going to call a play, and it's going to be a good one. So with 8 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter, 16-0 Hampton, been all Crabbers. The Warriors have moved the ball a little bit in between the 30-yard lines, but haven't been able to get to threaten the Crabber defense. Good shot of the Kecoughtan cheerleaders tonight. Young ladies have worked very hard. As hard as a football team, they too show up in early August. They too go year-round now. Young ladies that bring out the water bottles to the players, they too are there during August. One thing about a football game, Ube, is that it involves not just players, but so many of the students get to participate. The Kecoughtan band and dance crew down here, that they also are out there. It's kind of fun if you want to drive by a high school or late afternoon in August. You'll see all of the student out there, athletes and others out getting ready for the season. Good shot of the band. They had more water coolers out there than the football team. Braxton and I noticed that.
Yeah, for sure.
They had one every 4 rows. They were quite strategic over there with the water.
Another bot
drop,
snap, and that's going to be it for them. It's 4th down.
There's 3 fumbles in the same series.
That's amazing.
So Majette, of course, in there. Crabbers get the ball on downs.
So that's going to be Hampton's ball at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, it's Quentin Thomas at center. I don't see anything wrong with the snap. Now he's going to get talked to maybe, but
I think Jackson may be thinking.
maybe it's George Mitchell getting a word there. Mitchell going to get a breather.
I think maybe Jackson's just thinking before he grabs it.
Well, it's like Gaskins on the interception. You're thinking a little too far down the road.
It's
Rodriguez and Bellamy to the near. Johnny Gaskins and Banks to the far for the Crabbers.
Stevenson, hand off to Highsmith. Highsmith still on his feet.
And he just keeps pushing forward, picking him up 4 yards. Nice second effort by Highsmith.
As he has number 15. Marcus Hagens wore that number in high school for the Crabbers. He's now a Virginia position coach.
The only assistant coach maintained by Bronco Mendenhall in Charlottesville. And a big, just very big part of that team. He's counted on to introduce Bronco Mendenhall to the local teams. And I'm talking about local east of Mississippi teams.
That's right.
Because Mendenhall, as the head coach of BYU, recruited heavily in the West and heavily in the Pacific Island. He's big on Samoans. for linemen and very successful in getting them to come to BYU.
UVA picked up a big win not too long ago against Boise State.
A huge win, Wube. I got home last Friday night, and we'd done the ball game here, and I'd actually gone to bed, and I was checking my news feed just to see if I'd missed anything, and apparently they were playing football in Boise, and the Cavaliers crushed the Boise State Broncos. 42-23, I think it was.
It's a big win for that program.
Huge win for the program. Mendenhall has done a great job, and with Marcus Hagens on his staff, I think we'll see more and more Peninsula District players go to Charlottesville. Virginia Tech been very successful in recruiting here, and Virginia has in the past. Of course, the two biggest players in the league last year, Daz Newsom for the Hampton Crabbers and Jeremiah Wusu for the Bethel Bruins, both end up in the ACC, but end up at different programs. Well, Wusu at Notre Dame and Newsom at North Carolina. Let's take a look at Kecoughtan High School. Opened in 1963, they were going to handle the overflow from Hampton High School, and the Fox Hill kids went to Kecoughtan. They haven't won a state championship yet, but look at those. It is the bank president, Old Point National Bank's president, Robert Shuford Jr. We've got then the two guys down at the bottom. Of course, I'll take great pride in my nephew there, Matt Buckwalter, and Steve Fryer, great cameraman, both Kecoughtan grad. Lisa Auckland, we learned about today, the professional bodybuilder,
that's right,
a Kecoughtan grad.
And I understand Matt's a little under the weather tonight, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
All right, so Highsmith with a handoff, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage by George Mitchell, our man.
That whole play didn't go well. You saw the left side of the line flinch, and I think the little bit of a delay tipped off Mitchell, and he was able to plug the hole before it was created. Third down and about 7 for the Crabbers. I mentioned Lisa Auckland. You and I have learned a lot about these schools, and we've been around a while. But Kecoughtan, which had its first graduating class in 1965 because they only took sophomores. Very similar to what they did when they started Phoebus in the 70s. They only took juniors, and I believe it was juniors and younger.
Well, I was surprised looking back on it. They had no team state championships.
That was really very rare in the Peninsula District,
right,
for sure.
They've been close, just haven't been able to get over that hump.
That great game at Norfolk State.
Yeah.
When Ronald Curry had won the division for Hampton, and then Kecoughtan came on and lost a close one.
They lost a close one.
So there's going to be, well, there's Hampton's first delay game penalty tonight. Hampton has been known. They only had one last week, so that's their one for tonight. Good shot of Mitchell there, number 55. The lunch lady's nightmare right there. Look at big 77 Nico Thompson. Number 88 down there.
That's Hubbard.
Yeah, they better
Xavier
get some extra sandwiches for those young men.
So 3rd and 12 from the 29. Stevenson is shotgun with Highsmith. Stevenson back to pass. He's a blitz, and Bellamy's wide open, and nobody's going to catch him.
He stays in bounds.
That's a touchdown, Hampton. Easy touchdown.
He even accelerates in. So Bellamy with his second touchdown catch of the night.
Wide open.
That's a 71-yard touchdown.
Miscommunication on Kecoughtan on that one.
Well, that time I was watching Rodriguez. I was wondering which one the cornerback was going to go with, and they went with Rodriguez, who curled it in. And Bellamy found himself so out of, he almost ran out of bounds. The Thacker family golf cart here supporting the Crabbers as it is every home game. They got it jacked up, the Thacker family does. I believe they're still running the golf cart.
Another penalty.
So a little mistake there. Early season mistake by the Crabbers, but they're going to have to move the ball back, making that 2-point conversion even tougher.
So 22-0, Frank, early in I guess midway through the second quarter.
That's certainly not what Coach Coley wanted to see to get going. I think he'd have been pleased. I think he would have been less unhappy with a close loss. He's trying to get these guys turned around. If he gets them into halftime, and he can talk about what he may want to change to come out and take this game one quarter at a time.
So the Hampton's pushed back to the 8-yard line on this 2-point conversion. Stevenson in the shotgun.
Can Stevenson run that far?
He's going to throw it. It's going to be up to Groggins, and Groggins catches it for the 2.
Yeah, everybody's sharing the wealth out there. And Kareem Groggins, who we love to watch a variety of things. A basketball player, 6'2", 192-pound junior.
He just went up for a rebound on that one and snagged it.
So Groggins with the catch, and that's 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. First one not Stevenson.
Stevenson's tough, Frank. He does it on both sides, special teams, and here's the touchdown pass. As you see, you're right.
And we just didn't get it on the camera, but Rodriguez curls in and took both cover men, and Bellamy, who the only thing that would worry him was he lose his balance and trip outside, but
As you say,
he showed that explosive speed after he caught the ball.
Rodriguez ran almost a slant.
He did. You see Rodriguez there, number 2 at the bottom of the Crabber line. So 24-0, 5:51 to go here in the second quarter. 35, of course, the magic number for the running clock. They don't want that.
Well,
Second half only.
So Kecoughtan has to get something going. If the problem is they're going to be in a situation where they have to throw, and Hampton knows that. So they're going to be putting a lot of blitz on them, and the kick goes to Zeke Jones. He drops it again, but picks it up, and he's going to be stopped at around the 32-yard line.
Chased down there by number 40, Justin Gant, for the Crabbers, and it looked like Rodriguez in on the tackle. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors from their own 34.
24-0. Yeah.
Coley and Jackson at the bottom of your screen trying to figure it out. There he goes. He pushes the big quarterback in. Zeke Jones goes in. Forward men, he says. So here come the Warriors. They've picked up a few yards here in the first half, but not much beyond the 35 of the Crabbers.
So Jackson, this time the trips goes far side. Jackson under center is going to go back to pass. The pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Persinger.
The pass was just a bad one, and he knew it. It came out of his hand wrong, and he knew it. The left-hander had Persinger wide open, and Persinger can catch a ball.
Yeah.
But that just came out of his hands wrong.
Yeah,
Second down.
Persinger was definitely open.
Good shot of the Kecoughtan alumni.
You see swimming coach Stickle.
There he is.
Good swimming program over there at Kecoughtan.
Here come trips right again.
They've been running it a lot. This time Jackson hands off to Bessie. And
Bessie Jet missed the tackle.
Couple missed tackles. Is Bessie still on his feet?
He's tough to hang on to.
Good run
Majet
by
had
Bessie.
a shot at him and just missed. I think he may have surprised Majet that he was so close to the handoff.
Good play by Bessie. Kept his legs running and he held on to the ball.
Alicious Bessie. And you see the miss there. And he ran out of the grasp of number 11 for the Crabbers. And it's Mitchell. And eventually a bushel of Crabbers bring them down here inside Crabber territory. 1st and 10.
Jackson under center. This time he fakes to Bessie and keeps. Good run by Jackson. Goes up the middle.
That was a good play. That time number 53, Orlando Robinson for the Crabbers blocked off. And so in a design play for Jackson to reverse and come back the other way. Picks up a few yards. 4 yards for the quarterback. A lot of work, a lot of hits on Raison Jackson tonight.
That's the only disadvantage about having a quarterback that runs up the middle. He's going to get hit by 300-pounders. So Jackson under center. Gives to Bessie again as Bessie gets close to a first down. Going to be a little short.
That time Robinson not blocked off. He's able to latch on and grab the running back and drag him down. Hold him to about 3-yard pickup. Tackle also by Martin, number 65. We don't talk a lot about the center, Julian Martin. 5'11", 242-pound senior. A steadying influence, plays nose tackle and plays center on the offense.
Also punts. Jackson back to Melvin. They're getting a steady dose of Melvin and Bessie on this drive.
Now Majet again busts through the line, but just a little late to grab Melvin. Kecoughtan trying to speed up this game. They go to the wristband. Wu Bei's gone to the wristband.
Uh-oh. So after he looks at the wristband under center, let's see what play he calls. It's going to go right back to Melvin up the middle, but Hampton's defensive line is there. Martin again on the tackle, Frank.
So the Crabbers trying to delay a little bit so they can get reset. Well, the Warriors.
A little hurry up here by Kecoughtan. Yep. So trips far side, that's been the formation all night. Another
down
fumble.
Again. That was real close. Coleman almost dove on that ball. Jackson, that's about his 5th fumble snap. And having enjoying some good hot popcorn.
See some golf carts.
Yeah.
Great Darling Stadium staff. Has a timeout on the field.
So Jackson's going to talk it over with Coach Coley. See what they can do to keep this ball moving forward. Got a little drive going right here. They sped up the offense.
It's going to be 3rd and 11 though, Frank, at the 35. This is key here.
You know, Mike Smith talking to his defense. Johnny Gaskins on the right, number 8. You lined him up with Bellamy, and you put the same number on him. You would have tell him to dip apart from the back. Very same size physically.
You see, athletic director and Mr. Kecoughtan over at Kecoughtan.
Yeah, appreciate all they help us with, lineups and access to the coaches. The 3rd and just over 10 yards for the Warriors.
Jackson under center. Goes back to pass. He's going to have a pass. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Zeke Jones. Looks like
a little overthrown. He was open there. It's hard to see, but he was going to. If he could drop it in that pocket, it would have been a completion.
It's going to be 4th.
Just a little bit overthrown by Jackson.
So it's going to be 4th and 11, Frank, at the 35.
I think we're going to see a similar play here. Something out of those trips.
As you see, Bellamy, who caught the touchdown pass, on defense now. Huge 4th down, 4th and 11 from the 35 as Kecoughtan has to make something happen on this drive here. Jackson under center, he's got single setback, goes back to pass. And it's going to be complete.
That time I think the Crabbers misread the defense. They had the one linebacker covering the wide receiver, but nobody stepping up in front of that pass catcher.
It was Zeke Jones as he limps off the field after the catch.
Not a good sign. Jones, one of their speedsters.
Yeah.
But a 1st down again for Kecoughtan. By my count, at least 8.5. Yet it's the first time they've been inside the 25.
So Jackson connects. Good pass from Jackson to Zeke Jones. First
Thomas at center there. The big.
Oh, was a fumble on the play. Jackson falls on it. Good hit.
Real good hit, but man, that ball must be greased tonight as far as Kecoughtan's concerned. Never seen so many drops.
That was Deshaun Parham on the hit. It jarred it loose, but Jackson fell on it. So that was a loss of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 14 from the 26-yard line.
No, Crabbers push him out past the 25-yard line that time. So the Warriors go with that same set. Trips right, single left, one back.
Jackson keeps this time, and Hampton's all over it. That's Majette. That's our man Majette on defense. He's all over the field.
You can almost call it before you see his number. You can see him just slash through that line and reach around and make the grab. Wearing that left arm all wrapped up. There's Zeke Jones getting stretched out.
Looks like that might be a cramp. That might
still just warm enough to give some cramp problems. Of course, the band won't have any problem. They've got plenty of coolers down there.
So it's going to be a timeout.
Timeout, Kecoughtan. I'll tell you, I was impressed with the number of band parents that were set up for the Kecoughtan bands. The band was out warming up. They had that area all set up. They were marked by the coolers, and then at least almost 20 parents out there helping with the band.
Yeah, Mr. Conti, who's in charge of the band over there, does a great job with that band over there.
What if we had that Kecoughtan High School graphic handy? I'd love to take a look at those alumni again. We mentioned Lisa Auckland, somebody we've just gotten to know just by looking her up. I don't remember there she is. And then, of course, Rod Mayo played in the NFL. Jake Cave now the AAA Trenton team in the Yankee organization. The late Joanne Davis, a delegate, only the second woman elected on her own right to the House of Delegates.
Of course,
and
Steve Fryer
and Matt Buttwalter.
We had to put them on there.
Yeah, well, I think they slipped their names on there while we weren't looking today.
Yeah. Third down. 15 from the 27. Jackson almost fumbles that one. This goes back to pass. It's going to be complete.
Great catch out there, right in traffic. That's Callaway, Omari Callaway.
He's a little banged up.
He got wrapped up, but he held on. Mitchell's going to get him up, moving over.
So it's going to be 4th down.
He's going to come off. Here's a good shot right here.
Oh, good pass, good throw, good catch.
I don't know did he catch it helmet to helmet, maybe just a little bit to start the play, or just snap him around. But whatever it did, it rattled him a little bit, so he's going to come off.
So it's going to be 4th and 5 from the 17.
You know, that's the first time they've thrown Callaway's way.
Yeah.
Jackson brings the Warriors inside the 20.
Jackson this time fakes. Maybe he faked his own self out, but he's going to keep.
Well, that time he let Brasseur go ahead of him, but didn't follow him and decided to try to go further outside and maybe picked up a few yards.
You see
Brasseur pull, number 54 coming right at you. And he's held up by his own guy, and that time no room at the end for Jackson.
So Hampton ball on the 15. Let's see if they just clock it or they try to go deep again, as they've had success throwing the ball with Stevenson.
1:17 to go here in the half. 24-0 Crabbers. They take over.
Looks like they're going to
try. Here comes Stevenson.
I think they might try to go deep on this one.
They got all the receivers spread out. Highsmith behind Stevenson. Good picture there of the quarterback.
Stevenson in shotgun.
And nobody, because they didn't see it, did they? Good tackle out there.
Highsmith with the carry, but he's smacked at the line of scrimmage by Xavier Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall with a good stick. But that time didn't recognize the play, and they should have audibled off. There was only one cornerback on 2 receivers right here in the near. You see Bellamy wide open. Good stick by Marshall, though.
So it's gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9. I think Hampton might just let the clock run out, but again, we're talking about Mike Smith.
One more play in there, yep. Up comes Martin, the center of the ball. Martin telling the quarterback, let's hurry.
Stevenson in shotgun. Back to Highsmith. Kecoughtan's all over it. Marshall slams him down.
Saying it's a turnover. The coaches are shouting it's a turnover, but nope, it pops out when the tackler brings him down backwards like that. Mitchell hoping to get the ball for his team. Pleading his case and nobody.
Coach Coley thought
Steve Fryer. So 3rd and 9 from at the 16.
Timeout Kecoughtan.
Kecoughtan takes his 3rd of the half.
So 19 seconds left. Kecoughtan calls timeout. It's going to be a 3rd and 9 from the 16.
I guess what they're hoping for is a turnover and pick up just maybe one play being this close to the end of the field. Well, we got a good halftime guest here tonight. Got the Hall of Famer, Bob Hents. And people at home now start the DVRs because you want to capture this. One of the new inductees to the Lower Peninsula Athletic Hall of Fame, Robert Bob Hents. You may have heard of him probably on the games that precede this and then follow this. You hear him. One of the most popular topics of conversation every 7-Eleven I go into is how's Bob Hents?
35 years in the broadcasting business here on WHCS and LSC.
the Iowan native, and just got back from his college reunion. 62nd. That's what he claims. High school reunion, 62nd? Yes. Yeah. They hold it in September right after the harvesting out there. All the guys could still make it.
So it's 3rd and 9 from the 16. Stevenson under shotgun. I'm sorry, under center. He keeps, and they're just going to let the clock run out. If Stevenson gets about a 1-yard gain, Kecoughtan
Well, no more timeouts for Kecoughtan,
timeout.
so they're going to let the clock run out here. Craver's going to go into halftime leading 24-0. So just what we expected out of the Cravers, a lot of running, but 2 big passes. We didn't see those till late in the 3rd last week. We see them here in the 1st and 2nd quarter. And that's going to bring this halftime. 24-0 Cravers. We're going to be back in just a minute with our halftime guest, Bob Hents. Stay with us. All right, looks like we're going to do the band. Here comes the Kecoughtan Warrior Band. We are going to get the band.
Huh?
We're going to entertain you with the band, and then we'll entertain you with Bob Hents.
Welcome to the field, the Kecoughtan Warrior Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. Nicholas Conti and Mr. Michael Bigelow. The band presents its show for 2017, the Spanish Night. Your student leaders for this year are Drum Major Diana Hall, Field Captain Yuta Sugiyama, Woodwind Captain and Flute Section Leader Claire Nelson, Captain Julia Gay, Percussion Captain and Front Ensemble Section Leader Ethan Perron, Color Guard Captain Naila McKenzie, Clarinet Section Leader Kendall Wright, Alto Saxophone Section Leader Kiana Wright, Low Reed Section Leader Gabe Klein, High Brass Section Leader Dylan Nikitas, Low Brass Section Leader Jalen Faisai, Drumline Section Leader Alex McKenzie. Drum Major Diana Hall, is your band ready? You may take the field in exhibition. Kecoughtan High School Warrior Marching Band. We thank them for their skill, precision, and musicianship.
Yep, anytime you're ready.
Well, let's call me Bob.
Ladies and gentlemen, has just been handed the winning number for tonight's 50-year raffle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we enjoyed watching the Kecoughtan High School Warrior Band, and we have another treat for you right here at halftime. The great Bob Hents, former member of this crew for 35 years, covered high school sports here in the area, still watches shows on LSC. Bob, thanks for joining us tonight.
Well, it's my pleasure to come up here in the booth, fellas. All the new equipment you got, I feel antiquated.
Well, soon they're going to have robots, and Wu-Bei and I'll be down on the sideline.
There you go.
No, I want to congratulate you. We've been looking at your program here. Wu-Bei and I both were lucky enough to go to the Athletic Hall of Fame of the Lower Virginia Peninsula dinner the other night, and where you were inducted as a member of the Hall of Fame. Your name will now be memorialized on the wall of the Boo Williams facility. And I want to show the fans there, Bob at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Bob, that's quite an honor.
It is. You know, to be recognized for something you enjoy doing. To me, there's nothing better than athletes in high school. That to me, they're pure. And you can't expect them to do stuff you see on TV, but some of them still do it.
Well, you've seen some good ones, haven't you?
I have some real good ones. And I'm real humbled to get this award. That was unbelievable.
Well, 35 years, Bob. Talk about, I know there's been a lot. Talk about some highlights that you've seen over the years, broadcasting and just seeing some great players in the peninsula.
You know, when you're in the Hampton area and you just see so many kids that have excelled in athletics and football and basketball, especially, and track, as we saw in the induction. But, you know, you have to go back to the two athletes I think that just blew me away is Allen Iverson and Ronald Curry. Two guys that just epitomized athletics. You just don't expect that kind of things at the high school level.
Well, that was a real treat to watch both those guys.
Yes.
Now, Bob, you just got back from a high school reunion. I was telling the fans earlier that you were out in Iowa?
Iowa, yeah, a little small town called West Liberty. We had 1,800 grown up. I had 31 graduating class, and 11 of us showed up for the reunion. So
pretty good average there.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Now, you came here to the city of Hampton and started teaching at Sims Junior High.
No, actually, yeah, Sims was my first job. I went to school in East Carolina. Back then, they recruited you because there was not enough teachers. So they went down and recruited me to come up here. Well, it was a no-brainer because I had a brother up here teaching. So this is where I ended up, and he left and went to the civil service, and I just stuck here.
And you end up at Bethel High School and somehow worked your way into the crew here. Well, how'd that start?
Well, it started in 1980. They wanted to do the Hampton-Bethel football game because the winner went on to the state championship, was one of the four in the state championship. And they asked the former coach, Bolin Shoup, to do it. He said, no, I'm not going to do it. Ask Bob Hents. So they asked me, and I said, sure, why not? And then Tim and I was like, we just went together like peanut butter and jelly.
That's Tim Cole.
Tim Cole. What a great guy to have as a novice at this. He did the sports over at Hampton University, football and basketball. Did the Hampton Goals. So, you know, he had all this experience doing play-by-play. I just sit back and, you know, when he'd shut up, I'd talk.
Well, talk about some of the best games that you broadcasted with Tim.
Oh, man, you can't pick one good game. It'd be hard, but you have to look at the state championships that Hampton, Bethel, and Phoebus did in football. That was just unbelievable. And then Allen Iverson just took the team on his back in the basketball game when he won the state championship. They were behind, and they should never won it. And at the football game, they're up in Richmond. They're behind 16-0 in the fourth quarter, tie it up and win it in overtime.
Amazing.
It's you go back and you say, wow, I got to be part of that.
Now I'm surprised that you didn't recall the great game we had on the top of the dais at Dinwiddie about 10 years ago on a cold afternoon, and FIBA's playing in the state championship. They're down 14-0.
Yep.
And we had the great Scotty Bowers feeding
Scotty.
us before the game with a grill, and then we were up on this scaffolding that we had to climb a fence to get up on the scaffolding to bring that game.
Well, what was neat about it, Scotty had that cooking hat on, and he'd flipping burgers, and we just had a ball. That was great. But Scotty was the man that really brought this to the next level. You had the guy down at TBS going to do an all 24-hour show on sport on the news. No way you can do it. Scotty did it on high school sports. Right. And with LSC, you just can't imagine something like that happening. Dr. Sam Still was the first guy. Scotty came the year after I was there, and then he just took this ball and ran with it.
Talk a little bit about Sports Time, how that started, and some of the guests we've had.
Here. This guy and me, we got together, and he said, we need to do this. And I said, well, why not? And so we started doing Sports Time, and I don't know how many we do, about 200. I had you in to do Sports Time. You and I did a 100-thing show. A lot of the people at the induction, Boo Williams and Bud Porter and the guy from the Daily Press,
David
Lynn Burke.
Yep. I've had them all in. Yeah. So, it was nice to see this, but everybody had their own little niche.
Right.
And I think one of the best ones that I did was with Jess Kersey. I thought Jess Kersey was such a nice guy. Sent me a thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, this is, that's the top of the list. You can't get any better than that.
Well, put your analyst hat on, Bob. What does Kecoughtan have to do to come back in this game?
Listen, Kecoughtan impressed me running the ball, but they kept shooting themselves in the foot, either dropping the ball. They didn't lose any fumbles, but the holding penalty on the first thing, I'm impressed that they can run against Hampton. Both of them will make adjustments during the second half. We'll see what happens.
Well, I've seen stranger things. Teams come back in the second half on a 24-0 game.
You got that
and
right.
many of the times we've been up here with you. I want to thank you again for being with us, Bob. And thanks for all your help.
Thanks for coming up here, man. Appreciate it.
Ube and I, we wouldn't be here without you. And we really appreciate all you taught us.
You're making me blush.
Oh, we enjoy it. The great Bob Hents, member of the Virginia Lower Peninsula Hall of Fame, and deservedly so. Thanks again.
I appreciate it, fellas.
We're about ready to get ready here for the start of the second half. Bob's going to make it down to see all the hundreds of other friends he has here. Bob has been meeting and greeting old friends the whole first half. I'm glad he could break away and get up here to join us, but I want to thank him. Ube and I are looking at a 24-0 score here. The Crabbers lead it. About less than a minute to go here before we start the second half. On what has become just a gorgeous night here at Darling Stadium. There's not many bad ones here, especially in September and early October. Fans, we want to be sure that you understand these games are here most every Thursday and Friday night. And come on out and support these young men and women that come out here and play music and cheer and play football for you. Get out of here to the ballpark and see a game. Bring your family. There's plenty of good food down there. Ube was his wife's sitting down the street, so I'm down the row here. I don't want to say what he ate before, but he's not going to be hungry. That's all I can tell you. They're good concessions down there.
It helps to know people, I guess, in the concession stand. So.
Well, you had a good-looking barbecue there. Barbecue is what he had.
Yeah.
So you see him hiding down there. No, it was great to have Bob up here. And I truly feel like it taught you and me a lot about not just how to do this, but the spirit that he brings to the broadcast. And
absolutely.
Great we miss seeing Bob on a weekly basis. Our great crew bringing you these beautiful pictures. I'm telling you, the field is almost as green as it is there. It's the field here at Darling looks good. We did have that little bit of rain this week, but the field's tight. Nobody slipped out there. We just seen a lot of slippery hands for the Warriors, and they're going to have to kick it away here to start the second half.
So Reese Robinson is going to kick it off for Kecoughtan.
24-0. 2 touchdowns by Bellamy on long tosses from Cam Stevenson. The other touchdown, Cam Stevenson's run. He's got 2 two-point conversions.
So Hampton's going to get the ball to start the second half. Let's see if they can add to that 24-0 lead. Like Bob said, they did a good job running the ball, which has given Hampton some trouble.
I think it's surprised. I'm sure Mike Smith has had that discussion with his defense.
I'm sure he has. Robinson with the kickoff. Just bobble by
as soon as we
Butler.
say it,
It looks like
ball's still
Kecoughtan.
being kicked around.
The Kecoughtan grab it.
Either that or the Crabbers push it out. I can't see where the ball. I think the Crabber ended up on it.
It's close.
That's number 30. Caleb Diaz, not good hands that time. So slippery hands on both sides. The second half starts with the Crabbers, but they don't get possession. They're inside their own 20, which is their worst starting field position of the night.
So Kecoughtan almost got their break, just couldn't get the ball in the kickoff.
The problem when you're the Kecoughtan Warriors playing a team that comes in at 4-0, you can't give away the breaks.
Right.
You got to have the fumble pickups. You can't drop the ball yourself. The little things. Let's see if Coach Coley's got his squad ready to go here in the second half. Cam Stevenson is not back there. That's Isaiah Banks, number 6.
Direct snap. They usually goes with direct snap, and with the flag down, as Banks takes the direct snap.
There's a flag down. It's the second time they've run their play and the second time they've gotten a flag.
So it looks like it might be an illegal motion on
We'll have
Hampton.
to work on that play a little bit because that again, that's twice they've direct snapped to Banks and twice they've had a penalty.
Illegal shift. As you see, hey, Majed also playing fullback.
Nowhere to go there. Good tackle. Big number 88 for the Warriors there. That's Terrence Hubbard, who's had a good game, especially in the second quarter. He's gotten stronger as the game's gone on. Good start the second half for him. Crabber line awaiting the ruling. Legal shift moves a decline. Second down. So the Warriors rather get the down out of the way before they get the before they give the yards up. That's aggressive by Coach Coley. I like that.
Declines of penalties, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 19.
Here comes Rodriguez, played receiver, number 2. He comes out here with Bellamy to the near side.
Smith puts Stevenson back in at quarterback with Highsmith.
Caleb
in the backfield.
Diaz in the backfield, number 30.
Stevenson under center. Goes to Diaz. Diaz goes far side. Good cut, good up move, cut, up move, if I can say that 3 times.
He picked up about 5, maybe 6 yards.
So a different
third down. So there's the difference in the down.
different back is Diaz is a
Caleb Diaz,
is a 5'10"
192-pound junior. So the Warriors trying to secure some better field position here in this half, force the Crabbers into punting for the first time.
So it's looks like it's going to be 3rd and 6
Yeah, about 6.
from the 23. Stevenson under center. Draw play.
No room for Highsmith. And ball down again. That time popped down on the ground. Is that Highsmith or
Butler.
Diaz?
It was like it's Butler on the carry.
Was it? Because whoever it was, he dropped it.
So it's going to be 4th down as Bethel goes back to punt. I think this might be their first punt of the night, Frank.
Yep, you see the Martin back in punting formation. Snapper number 9, Khalil Gunn. The first punt for the Crabbers. A little late substitution for the Warriors.
Zeke Jones back at the 40 to receive the punt. Martin, good punt by Martin. Zeke Jones gets it, no fair catch. He's going to get it, and he's going to get wrapped up. Actually, he gets out of a tackle, but this time he's brought down.
Well, good coverage there. Number 12 looks like Max. That's on Petrowski, was it? Who was it? 11, excuse me. Elijah Mitchell in. Maybe Rodriguez in the 2, where I saw the 2.
So Zeke
So
Jones.
Warriors do well on the defense in the first series here in the second half. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
You see Zeke
Catches
Jones.
it about the 48.
He's had some trouble on special teams in this game, but he didn't bobble that one. Got away from one tackle.
That's number 40, Justin Gant. Here come the Warriors. New quarterback for the Warriors, number 12.
Jonathan Melvin, who played quarterback last year. He goes under center. He's going to fake the pass, but he's not going to go anywhere as a host of Crabbers get him and knock him down.
Tyrell McKinney on the stop that time for the Crabbers as he read that all the way.
So
Not moving forward quick enough.
Coach Coley elected to go with Melvin. Melvin played a little
Gonna
quarterback
stay,
last year.
I don't see Jackson. Do you see him? Oh, there he is. Okay, he's going to step back in. So he keeps both of them in. Zeke Jones on the sideline.
So they lost 1 yard on that play. 2nd and 11.
They break the huddle with 12. Now there's a little confusion.
Bessie comes in late, goes in the backfield. So Jackson goes to Bessie. Bessie stopped around
That was
the
crazy
49-yard
lineup.
line.
He ran all the way to the sideline thinking he's coming off and then went right back, put his hand down, they snapped the ball. He picks up about 4.
So a little confusion. Is it going to be 3rd down for Kecoughtan?
I would say a lot of confusion, but they picked up 4. The Warriors looking for the first down here of the second half. Trying to get across midfield.
So 3rd and 7 from the 49.
Oh, nice tackle by the Crabbers. Number 53, Orlando Robinson, just swept across. Knocked down the running back. That was Bessie again.
Bessie's getting a lot of work tonight, Frank.
And he looks good.
Don't remember
Wearing
him from.
kind of the bright green shoes.
So 4th down for Kecoughtan. They're going to go for it around midfield. So at the 40.
Well, they need every possession they can get. Coley showing a lot of aggression here, and that's good.
Jackson under center. Goes back to pass. It's going to be intercepted. That's Majette, their linebacker.
Again, going to number 8. That's Nate Persinger, but nowhere near him as the Crabbers basically lining up to catch an interception here.
Jackson looked him off, looked right at him, and
Ball
Majette.
wobbles a little bit, and Majette right there, the ball thrown way ahead of Persinger. He's able to bring down Majette, or that would have been a big return. So 1st and 10 Crabbers, their own 39-yard line. Martin centers the ball. Cam Stevenson in the backfield.
With Highsmith. Stevenson's been playing shotgun and under center most of the night.
Man-to-man coverage by the
Stevenson back to pass.
one of the Warriors.
He's got Bellamy. I'm sorry, that's Gaskins, far
Gaskins
side.
makes his first catch of the night.
Get Gaskins and Bellamy mixed up. They both same body type.
Same body type. Yep.
Of course, Bellamy is 10 and Gaskins is 8. Both had vital roles last year, Frank. This year, no Daz Newsome.
Well, no Daz Newsome, but these young men have played well since they were freshmen. We've called their name. And Majette is the other one. I got to say, I've enjoyed watching him grow. Majette just is a senior as well. The 3 of them have played, I'm going to say that maybe not starters for 4 years, certainly for 3.
Well, Bellamy and Gaskins were starters last year. Majette, I think, rotated. I actually think Majette started last year as well. Stevenson in the shotgun. He's going to do a little lateral pitch to Highsmith. Highsmith still on his feet. Is he going to get about 5 yards on that?
He got 3 on the fall. If you look at the bottom of that pile, you see his feet. Big number 88 again.
That's Hubbard.
Hubbard right on the tackle.
As you watch
from his left defensive end position.
Of course, you have to respect Stevenson on the far side, so they go to him and he pitches to Highsmith.
That's Melvin, got him.
Yeah, and Teray Newsome, number 7.
Yep.
Kecoughtan.
The junior, 5'10", 190.
You know, talking to Coach Coley, like we said in the pregame, Frank, they're still young in key spots. I mean, a lot of these guys are juniors, but, you know, they're still relatively young, with Jackson only being a junior at quarterback. Stevenson in the shotgun, in the option. He pitches it. Good run. He almost gets a first down.
Yeah, that's Caleb Diaz again.
So as you
kept his feet, he would have gotten the first down. A good defense reading the pitch.
It's a good play call by Hampton. Is this going to be?
I think they've got it, but it's close. 4th down is what he says.
So what decision in time for Coach Smith.
That time, a nice trip up back there by the Warrior tackler. They're going to measure. And they're going to measure tonight, apparently. Here they come. That's close. Good camera work out there. You can see what the official's looking at. Got it by a nose.
First down, Hampton.
So first down here with 5:44 to go in the third. 24-0 Crabbers. They're trying to drive for another touchdown. We'll see if Mike Smith opens up the offense even more here in the second half. Went to the pass early in the first. 2 passing touchdowns out of the 3 TDs for the Crabbers. 1 passing 2-point conversion.
So Stevenson gets the play. Only 1 delay of game tonight. So they're getting the plays in earlier as it's 1st and 10 from the 49. 24-0 Hampton.
Julian Martin with Amir Folks right next to him, the right guard.
Bunch formation here is Highsmith gets it. Good blocking up front. He spins and gets a good gain out of it.
So Highsmith's play is to break through both lines to get up and pick up about 6-7 yards there. Nice play. As number 75 for the Crabbers.
Zeke Jones is limping again for Kecoughtan.
And tackle there by Zeke Jones, but it kind of rolled him over and got another yard. Give him 7 on the carry.
So they gave him 8. 2nd and 2 from the 43.
Bunched formation again. Kind of a 2-point conversion formation.
Stevenson under center. Goes back to Highsmith. He gets maybe a yard.
As soon as we thought Smith would open it up, he closes it up.
That clever
Hubbard again on the tackle for the Warriors.
Clever Mike Smith switching it up.
Man has won over 10 games a year for 47 years.
Wow.
478 victories in his 47th season.
And that puts him 3rd all time in the history of high school football.
Now we've talked about it. I don't think there's a chance
No.
that even if he won every game for the next 10 years that he could catch the 2nd place guy.
Yeah, it would take him at least another decade to get in 2nd. Stevenson back to Highsmith. He fumbles but gets it back. I think it's on the ground.
No, I think it's still loose, and I think the Warriors came up with it. Ball was all of a sudden it's gotten mighty slippery for the Crabbers this half.
And Kecoughtan gets it.
Kecoughtan does get it. So the turnover for the Warriors. They get the break they've been looking for so desperately here in this ball game.
It looks like it's a Crabber on the field. 2 Crabbers.
For sure, with his fingers up there. And you feel bad for the running back as he bobbled it. Highsmith bobbles it, and then he has to go in there with arms extended.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not a pleasant place to be, the bottom of that pile, when you're down 24-0. I imagine the Warriors wanted that football.
And they got it.
1st and 10, Kecoughtan for their own 42. There's great Jim Schaffner tells the crowd here.
There's Coach Stickle of the Kecoughtan swim team. It's a good program over there.
Always has been.
Jackson under center goes to Beeman on the far side. I'm sorry, that's number 5. That's Darrell Cone. He's a freshman.
And I think we're going to see it come back.
As Coach Coley says, he starts
Darrell
as many
Cone,
as 3.
875-pound 9th grader, and I think it's going to come back due to a hold.
One of 3 freshmen that have significant roles, Frank, on Kecoughtan, as you see the
on
hole
the
here.
left side.
I don't see much. Maybe
There it
right
is.
here. Yeah,
There's the hold,
yeah,
number 15 with the grab.
It's James Mazzell.
Moselle with the hold. And the
Holding
offensive linemen
during
can
the
get
run.
away with it if they have their hands inside and they're up on the collarbone. But when you're down around the waist or you got your arm wrapped around your defender, you're going to get called every time. That moves the Warriors back. Another holding penalty. It hurts.
Oh, handoff, Jackson.
That time, Orlando Robinson in on the tackle. He comes in from his defensive end spot very quickly.
That was Bessie again.
Bessie picks up maybe 3.
Robinson on the tackle for the Crabbers.
So 2nd and 12. We'll see if Rajon Jackson tries to air it out a little bit.
Going back to that trips far side. Bessie in the backfield. Jackson on the center. Jackson fakes the run to Bessie, but he keeps it far side, and he's going to get tackled with a gain, maybe a gain of 4.
Give the credit to Mitchell that time to create something that wasn't there, a space to run forward. I'm surprised Mitchell didn't get called for a hold that time, but he keeps those hands moving and is able to keep his man inside while his quarterback goes around him. So 3rd down now and about 6. Warriors desperately need a touchdown here.
3rd and 6 from the 40. 24-0 Hampton.
We're almost at the end of the 3rd. Very fast-moving quarter due to all the rushes.
Offsides on.
There's 5 yards for the Warriors. Flag thrown on the Crabbers side, so that's a 5-yard pickup without having to snap the ball.
Encroachment, defense, 5 yards.
It may have been
3rd
Majette.
down.
I didn't see the number. He was a little anxious. So it's 3rd and 1 now. Quite a difference.
Yep. So let's see what Kecoughtan does here. Is they've been pretty successful with Jackson on the run. With Jackson under center, Bessie, lone setback. He goes to Bessie. Bessie stopped. I don't think he's going to be.
It depends on the spot. I think they got him behind the 1st down marker.
There's our man
where his knee went down.
Majette on the tackle. He's going to be short. It's going to be a yard short. So another 4th down coming up for Kecoughtan at midfield.
Officials timeout. They're going to take a
Timeout for measurement.
Hard to see for the officials, so they're going to bring the sticks out. So Kecoughtan comes off. Here's the Crabbers. 17 football state championships. See down there Tabitha Soren, the great MTV voice. And then some of our judges, Wilfred Taylor, Pat Patrick, and Chris Hutton. Along with Hall of Famers Chris Hamburger and Dwight Stevenson. And, of course, current Buffalo Bill quarterback Tyrod Taylor. And all around probably one of the best high school football players ever, Ronald Curry. And the talented Susan Bowers. Is that what I'm hearing? Hampton
Susan
High?
Bauer, Hampton Crabber.
I liked her.
I think it's 96. Don't quote me on that. 96 to 97 class.
You better put it back 10 years. I mean, put it up 10 years. She don't want to be her age given out.
That's going to be close.
I think they got the 1st down. The near sideline judge. Well, they've gone about 2 yards separate, and they've come together. But I think they've come together at the 1st down marker.
They're going to call. It's going to be close.
I'm going to say they got it. Let's see what the referee says.
17 state championships, Frank, in the history of Hampton High. Coach Smith has 12 of those 17.
Well, I got to send a shout out to some of my fellow students at Hampton High. The great Stan Jones, was a lineman, won the state title in '77, graduated in '79. One of our friends, Reggie Woods, the late Reggie Woods, was with him, and so many talented players in that era. I mentioned those two because I communicate frequently with Stan. They didn't get it. I'm
short.
Surprised. Wow. The near sideline judge was a yard and a half down the field, and they kind of came in diagonal.
They didn't get it short as the defense for the Crabbers steps up.
The nice thing about looking back on those teams, those 17 state championships, so many of them in the Mike Smith era.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You can look and then go on YouTube and see some of the games. You can catch LSC playing some of the games, especially from 1980 on. I want to mention Eric Hunter, by the way, the late Eric Hunter, a tragic loss earlier this summer. Great quarterback for the Crabbers, had a wonderful year at Purdue, finished his career there, and just a tragedy. But we think about Eric when we think about Crabbers and state champions. Cam Stevenson in that #1 jersey for the Crabbers.
Stevenson,
and that's a flag on the Crabbers. Bellamy was on his way down.
He was looking at Gaskins.
Oh, Bellamy had such a great head start. He would have been in the end zone by himself, waiting.
Procedure.
Yeah.
on the offense, 5 yards.
Bellamy is
play
flashing
first
speed
down.
tonight that I think other teams are going to watch these films, and they don't even have to watch the ones he's caught the ball on. Just watch the ones he hadn't caught the ball on.
Just think about it, Frank. They had the bunch formation last time.
Yep.
Now they have the spread. Mike Smith switching it up in the second half. Not just sitting on a 24-point lead. He wants more because
Trying to get that Warrior D to a little bit mixed up and open up those passing lanes.
Well, as you said at halftime, anything can happen. We've seen crazy things happen in football.
So Banks and Gaskins far, Rodriguez and Bellamy near, and watch the sprinting contest out here with Bellamy number 10.
Highsmith in the backfield. Shotgun goes over to Gaskins.
And he drops
as he thought about running before he caught it. We've seen that a couple times tonight from him.
My goodness, it's almost like the ball, the grain of the ball went against the Warriors in the first half. Now it's going against the Crabbers in the second. They can't hang on to the ball.
He had some green in front of him and just.
Where's Tom Brady when you need him? Get that ball inflated right, we'll be all right. Both teams would be very happy if they had a coordinator there on the inflation of the ball. It just seems that both teams have had trouble hanging on to it. Again, it's not that cold. It is not wet at all.
2nd and 15 from the 43. Stevenson back in shotgun. Rodriguez and Bellamy near side. Another flip play to Highsmith. Nothing there.
That time, Kecoughtan's number 7, Torrey Newsom, in on the tackle. Mitchell again. Mitchell's playing real well, and he's on the right side of the defensive line. Brasher, 54, right over top, and you see Hubbard there, 88. Those three have gotten stronger as the game's gone on. I mean, if there's one good feature of this game for the Warriors, it's been what Bob Hents said. It's the ability of the Warriors to run, but the defense has been very, very good against the run here.
So Stevenson in the shotgun with Highsmith. Back to pass. This time it's complete. This time Gaskins holds on to it. He's going to be short of the first down, but it's a good catch. Good pass and catch from Stevenson to Gaskins.
Well, you notice they zoom Banks by him to try to draw the safety and the other cornerback, and you see the speed there, and then Gaskins halts, turns, catches. He's got a first down. Now he's just trying to tiptoe his way down further. Good play by the senior. So it's first down for the Crabbers. Give me 4th down for the Crabbers.
So it's going to be 4th and 5 from the 47. That might have been the last play of the third quarter. Quick third quarter, as you alluded to earlier, Frank. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 24-0 Hampton.
Well, no scoring in that quarter, so Coley got to be happy with his Warrior D. They've been able to adjust to the different sets, and they've held the Crabbers really in the middle of the field. Well, who do we got next week, Wube? We'll be back up October 6th.
It's going to be Bethel and Phoebus.
Bethel Phoebus. First time we see the Phantoms. Yep. Second time we've seen the Bruins. It's going to, for Coach Beverly over at Bethel, it's going to be a challenging game because he's going to come off a couple of bad losses, and he's going to say, well, we got to get going against a very good team, just like Coach Coley did tonight.
A very good Phoebus team.
Hoping they match up better against the Phantoms than most people expect.
Well, I mean, they're doing what they normally do. They run the ball. They have a young quarterback. They're trying to get him adjusted to the varsity level. They have 2 great running backs, and the defense is always going to be there for Phoebus. And they've shown early on in this season the defense is here to stay. Pitching, I think, 3 shutouts already. So,
and the Phantoms over across the water tonight, aren't they?
Playing Lake
Taylor, and they were winning 14-7 and a half. I haven't got a late score on that. We have Jimmy McDonald down the aisle from us at ESPN 94.1. He calls in the scores. So while you're on Friday night and you're here at the stadium, put your headset on and listen to the high school football show. What's the name of the guy that does that?
Richie Somerville.
Richie Somerville. He's done a great job many years.
Yeah, I love his show.
And then, of course, our friend Matt Hatfield tomorrow morning on ESPN 94.1.
With your best friend, Ed Young.
Yeah, Ed Young, the coach over at Nansemond River? No.
Nansemond River.
Nansemond River, yeah. Basketball coach. He helps out Matt.
So 4th and 5 from the 47, start of the fourth quarter. Stevenson under center. Trying to draw Kecoughtan off sides. Calls timeout.
So the Crabbers take the first time out, the second half.
Timeout. Hampton.
Come up with a play that
That's
doesn't
your
involve
first
trying
timeout.
to draw off the defense. Trying to get it down a little bit under a yard for a first down. Couldn't do it, so it's 4th and 6. In the Hampton-Phoebus matchup, the following week, Wu Bay, that's a Saturday ball game.
Yep.
That's a 2 o'clock start right here at Darling Stadium. And on a Saturday when there's absolutely nothing else going on, Hollow Scream really doesn't get good until after the Hampton-Phoebus game at 2 o'clock.
right.
That's probably going to be a rivalry game with
for
the Marine
sure.
Corps here
For
for
sure.
that. And we may have some special guests. Stay tuned for the special guests.
We'll see.
We may see some of those names you've seen tonight. One may show up next on the 14th. That's right. Tabitha Soren may be in town. No, we would love to see Miss Soren, but it's going to be one of the football players we hope we get here in the booth with us.
Timeout. Hampton.
So Hampton
Hampton
calls
takes a
another
second timeout. While we have this second
That's
timeout,
their second timeout.
Coach
One
Smith's
left.
not happy about that. While we were watching Coach Smith discuss with his team why they just had to call 2 timeouts. We want to thank our halftime guests. We had the school board chairman, Jason Samuels, last week. Really enjoyed seeing Jason. And then, of course, Bob Hents tonight. We're going to get a special guest for you next week. You say it's Bethel Phoebus, so we'll see what we can find.
See if we can scrounge up, get somebody. Hopefully we can get a Phoebus representative this year.
Well, very highly sought after position, the halftime guest. I mean, I saw that you did get the envelope from Bob, and I appreciate that, and that helps us both put a little gas in our tank. And
you got a treat from Jason too. So
yeah. Appreciate that. That food basket was very nice. Enjoyed it all week at the firm.
I'm sure.
I do want to thank I got to say, I want to thank my assistant at my law firm, Megan Kelly, who wouldn't know football of a hitter, but Megan helps me type up my lineups that lineups we get. She is so terrific.
Yeah, you can't read my chicken scratch that I send you.
No,
right?
that's right. I get it. Well, you send me pictures that print out kind of dark to read, so I get Megan Kelly at Goldstein, Edgar, and Regan to help me out with that. We actually had the game on today a little bit because our new associate has not seen high school football.
Wow. So Stevenson in shotgun, back to pass. It's complete to Bellamy. What a throw, what a catch.
Yeah, they say it's a catch, and a horrible throw. Great catch by Bellamy, only behind him.
Yeah.
Such good defense that neither one of them could come up with a pick.
That's right.
They were where they should have been, and Bellamy turned around and caught it backwards.
So that was a 4th down play. It's going to be 1st down at the 31 of Kecoughtan.
Well, I think you and I would agree that the Crabbers are going to go as far as Cam Stevenson, Bellamy, and Gaskins can carry them, and I'm talking about on the offensive side. Defense gets a little better every game.
Yep.
Just like Coach Smith likes to see it do.
Pitch to Highsmith. Highsmith breaks a couple tackles, but he's brought down. Good tackle.
Well, that time the coaches were screaming on the left side because Gaskins was man-to-man, and he was outside, and I think a throw to the end zone on the left side would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, it would have.
But instead they go with the play, Highsmith, but here's a great defense right there.
Good tackle by Beeman.
That's our friend Lee Beeman.
Yep.
Hadn't carried the ball that much tonight, but
playing good defense.
Very good defense.
So pick up a 4, 2nd and 6.
So here comes Gaskins left. Man-to-man on him. They've got an extra out this way. Crabbers have gone trip right, and Kecoughtan had both safeties split.
Stevenson fakes the pitch. Wide open is Gaskins.
Bellamy.
Bellamy. Touchdown, Hampton.
And that was exactly where the safeties weren't. That is somebody reading the defense perfectly. 3rd touchdown tonight by Bellamy. As he's able to read the opening there, and Stevenson sees there's nobody in the center of the field. We'll see that in the replay. Safeties is split. The one had come over here anticipating the two receivers on each side. That time Bellamy had 2 on his, and the coverage stayed with those other 2. And they should have locked on to number 10. They should have done it all night.
Oh, they're going to try an extra point. This is Benny Kecoughtan.
Benny looks like he's got one. And a flag down, and have a little late hit there. So the kick's good. Penalty's going to be on the Warriors, it appears.
Might be roughing the kicker.
Yep. Well, Benny actually feels like he's in the game now. He's been roughed. Benny Kecoughtan, a senior,
Personal foul.
5'10", 160
Roughing the
pounds.
kicker. Penalty will be assessed on the
right across
kickoff.
the middle. It's hard to see from that angle, but not hard to see how fast he is.
Well, I know Pulley was an all-state.
Watch this. Here it comes. Now watch they stay on the 2 in the corner, and Bellamy all by himself. He had one man to beat the safety, and the safety had come over too far.
He's a good-looking
And
athlete.
Beeman not able to hang with Bellamy. Not many people are going to be able to hang with Bellamy this season.
So 31-0 Hampton as Kecoughtan kicks the extra point. The first time they tried an extra point tonight.
First time they've tried it in 2 games, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. Scored 36 points last week, didn't try it.
They didn't. So 36 last week, 31 tonight, 31-0.
Crabbers now 44-6 over Denby, 28-0 over Warwick. The single overtime game over Heritage, 28-26, and 36-6 over Bethel last week. Here's the penalty being marked off, 15 yards.
That's for the
So
roughing the
Kecoughtan
kicker penalty.
with a chance to knock it in the end zone now. He's looking. And quite a personality we saw in practice, having a lot of fun out there, working by himself, trying to get to be a better football kicker.
Well, Coach Smith, he knows how important he can be, especially on that playoff run Hampton wants to make. So having a reliable kicker is always very key.
Got an enthusiastic one. Let's see if he's reliable. Here he goes. Not much of a run back.
That's going to be
Nice position, though, right on the 1.
Zeke Jones gets it around the 2, and he's stuffed.
So the penalty hurts the Warriors. Their starting position inside their own 15. First and 10, 10:23 to go here in the 4th. 31-0 Crabbers.
So Frank, 31-0. What do you think?
Well, if you're the Kecoughtan, I think you try a few things here. I think you got to air it out a little bit. You know, we're getting great pick. We mentioned Susan Bowers and her great camera shot. Braxton over here helping us up top.
Yeah, Nathaniel Braxton, Renee Camden, Andy Foley, the director, Krista Campbell on replay. Matt Buckwalter is out tonight, but we're going to still give him his credit for putting up the graphics tonight.
Yeah, well, he helped to put those together during the week.
Steve Fryer was on one camera.
Alex Bagoli.
Alex Bagoli, the movie star.
And Randy with the mics and
Randy Bagoli, the audio engineer in the truck.
Krista doing that great replay, which is just, top notch. You can see with his HD camera work.
So great staff here at LSC. Might be an injury time out here.
Cramp maybe. Holding the shoulder. The Kecoughtan player is down in the backfield. And he's down. You can't see him right now on the camera. There's Coach Coley, Lonzo Coley, in his 6th season with the Warriors.
Tough one for Coach Coley. We know how much he wanted this one.
We know a lot about Coach Coley. We know how hard he works. And this is going to disappoint him. I think he thought he had a better matchup tonight. And there's been a lot of success. In a couple different ways tonight, but not on the scoreboard. So the Kecoughtan player is going to come off.
So we're going to
Quentin Thomas, I believe, is shaking up. Yeah, number 78, Thomas, 6'2", 310-pounder.
So Jackson under center.
Left-hander looks to throw.
It's picked off.
That's Gaskins.
That's time Gaskins holds on to it.
So Johnny Gaskins in the book with an interception, his 2nd of the 2 weeks. So Gaskins picks it off. Jackson not having any success at all in the game, in the passing game tonight. The Crabber defense just waiting back there, and that time Gaskins, who's been all over the ball defensively.
This time Gaskins held on to it, dropped the last couple in his hands. He held
To
on
be
to
honest,
this
that ball's underthrown by 5 yards. And Gaskins right there and makes the play.
So
So the Crabber's going to try to tack another one on here.
see the Kecoughtan cheerleaders.
Well, they continue to root their squad on. Meanwhile, the Crabbers 1st and 10 from their own 14, excuse me.
Stevenson under center this time. Handoff.
No room there. Number 21 of the Crabbers. That's
Butler.
Darrell Butler.
Glad,
Butler 5.
good to see him back. He got a little injury earlier on.
They said Deshaun Parham is what Schaffner called the number. We work our best. Parham wearing 41 on our list. Butler wearing number 21 on our list. So
Melvin on the tackle. He's back at his linebacker spot.
good shot of the defense. Brashear and Thompson, the seniors there. Along with
So-
number 56.
There's a loss of
for
one on
the
that play.
Warriors. That's Chandler Perry. He's a junior.
Stevenson under center. This time he pitches to Parham. Parham stopped for about a 5-yard loss.
He almost pitched it to number 56, Perry. Perry actually in a better spot. He could have run the other way with that. The Crabbers moving backwards now. It's 3rd down and about 19. 25-7 Phoebus Phantoms. Is that what you're telling me? Over Lake Taylor. That'll be a big win and make it even harder on Bethel
On
next
Bethel,
week.
yeah. And Bethel has a tough game next week if that score holds. Going over to Norfolk and picking up a key win would be great for Phoebus.
Tough to go in over there because they play in those. Their stadiums are a little different. They're
Yeah,
smaller,
they're
usually
smaller.
school-based.
Yeah,
Got that artificial turf field down in behind Old Dominion that they play sometimes.
Powhatan Field. Stevenson fake.
And no room there at all. That's number 7.
It's actually number 7,
Marquise
Marquise Jones,
Jones.
who has just been playing quarterback. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't feel real good about it either. The Crabbers have gone about 25 yards the other way.
See, good
There is
tackle.
nothing there. That's number 14. That's Avery Singleton. Singleton started off a year as a running back.
Yeah,
A couple years ago was a terrific running back. We got a new quarterback warming up for the Warriors over here.
it's like Stevenson's back in Frank at quarterback on the 4th down
Antonio
play.
Davis, a 9th grader, is warming up on the sideline.
Yeah, Coach Coley is really impressed with him. He likes what he sees out of the freshman.
Well, he's going to see some tonight. He's got 6 minutes left. 31-0 Crabbers.
Little reverse play. As Rodriguez has some room, he's going to get stopped. Good tackle
Very
by
nearly
Kecoughtan.
fumbled it, but he held on to it. And that is going to end Rodriguez's run. Not quite enough to pick up the 1st down.
And Kecoughtan wasn't fooled on that one.
So a good defensive series by the Warriors, and they're going to get a chance to see the new quarterback. I believe it is going to be number 18. This is Antonio Davis, 6'2", 210-pound 9th grader.
6'2", 210.
Already put in the don't feed him too much line at the cafeteria, or don't stand in his way line, depending
Right.
on which one you get in. Antonio Davis gets a chance to come in for the Warriors. There he is, number 18.
Look at the size of that kid.
Got Bessie
Good
behind
size
him, the
kid.
junior running back.
It goes to Bessie. Bessie stopped. My jet again inside to make that tackle.
Let's just say there was no room there.
Yeah.
None. I don't think he got a step. So let's see if Davis goes to the air. The young man comes in with a good reputation, being a fine talent, even as a 9th grader. Crabbers stick with a lot of the starters.
So
They
it's
lead it 31-0, 6:20 to go here in the 4th.
no gain. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Up the middle, quarterback keeper.
There's going to be a flag in the middle there. Can't tell who that it's be against Kecoughtan. So another penalty to hurt them in another drive. I think they've had a penalty in just about every drive they've had tonight. Another thing to keep Coach Alonzo Coley awake. as he tries to rest the next couple of days. So now we may see Davis's arm.
Yeah.
Procedure on the offense.
Second down, about
5 yards.
16
Replay second down.
for the Warriors. Davis a big,
Yeah.
tall fella, ninth grader, but 210. He's solid.
So
Talks to Bessie, the running back behind him.
Bessie behind Davis.
Those trips right that they haven't used all night.
Haven't used much of it. Davis under center. He's going to fake to Bessie. He's going to keep. They've been running that play all night. This time Davis gets it.
To be honest, I'm surprised we don't see the little footprints like you would at a dance academy out there, because the Crabbers are just following the trail.
Yeah.
They've seen that play several times. I don't think it's ever worked. So Davis comes to the sideline. Callaway's going to get the play and bring it to his young quarterback. Good line, and just that's Crabbers at number 50. 53, maybe Robinson coming in from the far side. Orlando Robinson's had a terrific second half.
So it's 3rd and 14 from the 24, 5-10 and counting.
Trips left, tight end on the right side.
It's going to be a pass by Davis. It's going to be complete.
And the receiver goes the other way. Nothing there. He's up again. No
whistle yet.
So they just keep moving him back. There's got to be more progress in there somewhere. Ube, I think he lost about 3 yards after the second time he was down.
That was the freshman Cone. Well, again, another freshman. So
we
freshman to freshman.
Take those footprints up, put a big arrow, say that away.
So Reese Robinson's going to be in to punt for Kecoughtan. Deep for Hampton at midfield is Cam Stevenson.
Well, the one thing we can see from Davis, good arm, solid pass, kind of a lateral back. Nothing there, but again, strength in his arm.
Actually, Stevenson comes out. Now it's Rodriguez deep at about midfield.
I think Stevenson may be done for the night.
Get a good look at Reese Robinson, the senior punter. That's right. This time he gets a better punt than before. Rodriguez thought about it. He's going to let it bounce.
Well, he probably should have caught that one. Fair caught it, and I'm sure that the special teams coach will instruct him on that. So a good punt from Robinson puts the Crabbers in their own territory. They're going to start at about the 28-yard line, their own. 31-0. Hampton Crabbers moving to their 5th win here in a row to start the 2017 season. Crabbers, unlike the Kecoughtan Warriors, do not play that first night of high school football. They prefer to play the last night of the regular season when the other teams take a bye.
Yeah.
Mike Smith does not like the bye, so he gets agreement. And who do they have? It's
they
not
got Norview at the end of the season. Yeah.
Norview, which is a Division 5 team.
5 school, yep.
They knocked them out of the playoffs last year.
They ended up going up to Highland Springs and losing to the eventual state champion. Highland Springs beat
Had
Stonebridge.
monster quarterback last year.
He's at Norfolk State right now.
Yeah, he's terrific.
Talking about Carter, Jawan Carter, yeah.
He won the game, the last play of the game.
He did.
Win that playoff game. And Stevenson
So
in
Stevenson's
the quarterback.
still in.
Oh, timeout. Hampton.
Hampton calls timeout.
Timeout. And
That's
see
their
Matt
last timeout.
Pietrowski tonight. Pietrowski.
Interesting, we saw him a lot against Bethel last week.
Pietrowski, excuse me, Max. 6'1", 178-pound sophomore. He wears numeral 12.
Of course, Stevenson wears number 1.
Yep.
Ronald Curry's old number.
Yeah, that's a tough number to wear.
Yeah.
When I was in school, a guy named Isaac Jennings, Mouse, wore that. The commissioner of revenue around here was Taylor Wilson, and Wilson coached Isaac Jennings in Little League and nicknamed him Mouse.
Mouse, yeah.
Mouse wore that number 1 very proudly.
Of course, Matt Mitchell, another player that wore number 1.
Oh, it's quite an honor to wear.
Javon Quillen, Bubba as they call him.
Yep.
Who now is at Virginia Tech. They have a big game tomorrow against Clemson at home. Prime time.
What time is that game?
8 o'clock.
Oh,
yep.
That means it's another 8 till 12:30.
That's right.
How many times can they run those commercials, Wube, when you just, I get so I have Netflix on quick flip over on my thing.
So Stevenson's going to go back to pass. Surprising, a pass.
There he is
Gonna
again,
be
and that
complete.
time he came up with it. It's an amazing catch, and that time, and I bet you Steve Fryer probably right on that one as he was throwing this way. You know, he was back here, but a great catch by Bellamy. The speed of Bellamy tonight, yeah, and he led him perfectly.
Just surprised he threw the ball 31-0, but Coach Smith, a lot of times he's not really playing for this game. He's playing for the future. So as you see, good throw
watch
here.
the throw and watch the catch here, and he hangs
nice,
on to it, and he
nice
doesn't
play.
move in his arm. What a great play by Bellamy. What a night he's had.
See, if we were in the NFL, they'd be under the hood right now looking at a replay, but we got a replay here.
Our hood is much quicker here. We were much quicker to the hood, thanks to Krista.
We have a good hood.
Yep, we do.
So 1st and 10 from the 46. Stevenson's still in the game. He's still throwing the ball to Gaskins. Gaskins goes out
I
of
think
bounds.
goes in the huddle and says, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You've got thrown 3 to my counterpart on the far side. Why don't you go left sometime? Able to pick up the pass. He's got the interception tonight. Banks has not caught a pass tonight.
No.
Number 6.
Most of them have been to Bellamy and in Gaskins, which rightfully so. They're the key players on the outside.
Nobody can stick with Bellamy. And the teams are going to be scouring these tapes to figure out what to do with him because he's a 2-man job.
That's right.
And that's going to free up the Bankses and the Gaskins and the Rodriguez.
Kind of like last year with Daz Newsome.
Yep.
Somebody else had to step up, and it was Pulley, it was Gaskins, it was Bellamy.
You know, the line's giving Cam Stevenson plenty of time to throw tonight.
Stevenson in shotgun. They're going back to throw again. He's going to fake. He's got pressure, and he's going to be sacked. That's Mitchell.
Yep.
George Mitchell.
George Mitchell. He's a terrific talent.
Stevenson was looking at Bellamy again. He's in the end zone.
And at that time, I think he may have gone over here to Banks or Gaskins because they were open on the left.
So he had a little pump fake.
And Highsmith just couldn't get over there as Mitchell pushed his man in the backfield. Amir Folks matched up with Mitchell.
So it's 3rd and 14 from the 41.
252 gives away to Mitchell. Mitchell 270, so a 20-pound difference, 18-pound difference. The Crabbers, no doubt, will go to the air, I would think, one more time to see what they can do here.
Stevenson under center. Goes to Highsmith
right
up the middle.
Here comes Highsmith.
Highsmith still moving. Almost broke that one.
Well, that's impressive because he's brought it down to 4 down, in territory. Of course, it's 31-0 with 2 minutes to go, but what a great run by Highsmith. I thought he might go back to the air, and he may go to the air here on 4th down.
There's a replay, as you see.
Good block by Coleman.
That's right.
And he just carried Melvin with him. And Melvin's been terrific on defense tonight, but he carried him 6-7 yards. So 4th down and about 3 or 8 as we see all the substitutions because
3rd and 2. They got to hurry here. Stevenson.
4th and 2.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. 4th and 2. No,
so
didn't change the scoreboard. Stevenson under center. Back to Highsmith. He gets it and more.
Highsmith just churns those legs and pushes forward. Let's go stop the clock with 1:33 to go. 31-0 Hampton over the Kecoughtan Warriors. Kecoughtan really never threatened on the offensive side tonight. They got down to about the 21 time, but that was only one time.
Yeah.
And couldn't capitalize. In fact, started going backwards. Ended up having to turn it over on downs in the 20. There comes Mitchell.
And a possible momentum shift on the second half kickoff. If they would have got that fumble.
Well, I think we got one of our players of the game picked pretty securely now, the guy with the 3 touchdowns.
Bellamy, for sure.
Jaquarius Bellamy, the 6'3", 192-pound senior receiver and defense or cornerback for the Crabbers. What do you think about for the Warriors tonight? Who's really stood out? I mean, our friend George Mitchell's always been one of my favorites.
I'll go with Bessie.
On the
Bessie
offense.
had a nice night in the
5 yards.
backfield.
Bessie was a surprise. We didn't hear much about him in the past few weeks. In fact, we heard a lot about Melvin and Beeman and Zeke Jones, but Bessie was actually the guy who stepped up tonight for Kecoughtan.
So Alicius and an Alisious. Alicius Bessie, a junior, 5'9", 165 pounds. A guy we'll see a lot more this season and next. Bessie with some strong rushes tonight.
Kecoughtan has a lot of impressive juniors on that roster. As we see Marquise Jones back in at quarterback. Goes back to Highsmith. Late handoff.
Yeah, he and the defender are holding on to the ball. I think James Moselle had his hands on the ball as much as Highsmith did. So 29 seconds to go. That may do it here. Crabber's going to win it 31-0 over the Kecoughtan Warriors. And that is going to be the ball game. Well, Coach Coley's going to be disappointed. He's got some positives to come out of here.
Yeah.
Bessie is one. We named him player of the game. But I think he saw some good defensive work, although he gave up 31 points. 3 of those touchdowns in the air.
You know, I've said this before. There's no surprise why Hampton is good.
No.
You have a legendary coach like Mike Smith, third all-time ever, and you see why. I mean, this is supposed to be a rebuilding year for Coach Smith. He has a quarterback who split time last year. He has all new line. He has a new running back, and I mean, it's 31-0. It's amazing how he puts a team together.
Got a 5-0 record.
Yeah, that's right.
They head to, where do they go next week? If it Todd Stadium next week, got to be up
so.
top, maybe
Yeah, Todd,
Minchville
yeah.
or
I think they have Minchville, I believe.
yeah, they haven't played Minchville yet. So, well, you see the teams shake hands. Want to thank our crew here, Andy Foley and his team that put this on there. Thanks so much. Thank our halftime guest, Bob Hents. Glad to have Bob up here. And we thank all of you that watch us. We really enjoy bringing you these games. Hope you follow us on Facebook at LSC 46 and 48. And, of course, on the FiOS, it's what, 22, 23 on the FiOS.
23. Yep.
So thank you for following us. We enjoy bringing the games. Glad you could be with us. There's Mike Smith giving some hugs to the coaches. Final score here, 31-0 Hampton. On behalf of my partner, Wu Bay Gabrade, Frank Edgar saying goodnight. Join us next week here, Friday night in person, and watch us on LSC 48. Good night.